Hey, welcome back to Matchball Grid. How's it going? My name's Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is halfway through October 15th, and it's the week after Worlds. Hopefully you had a lovely weekend in Netrunner this past weekend. It was a long weekend. It was good. It's a long weekend actually in Canada because it is just Thanksgiving, which is a thing you can sort of celebrate, I suppose. How's everyone doing? Welcome. I'm like pretty tired today. I've been pretty tired all week. I didn't sleep a lot on the weekend. I think there's a lot of good reasons for that. But yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing right now. It was like Netrunner Worlds last weekend. If you haven't checked it out, you can find it. YouTube.com. Actually, I don't think it's up on Project Nisa YouTube. And I need to ask whether that's going to be a thing. It has to be a thing, right? There's no way that wouldn't be a thing. Otherwise you can find it on twitch.tv/Project Nisa. There's 3 days in Netrunner. It's really great. So do check that out if you can. Yeah, Matish, how's it going? Also Grim. Hey Andre, all recovered from Worlds? Yeah, my voice is a lot better. I actually got quite a sore throat on, it was even the Thursday before we were streaming, just like Thursday stream, and my voice wasn't very good. And so Friday made it worse. I spent most of Saturday not talking, and then Sunday, it was okay. It wasn't great. Yo, Phil, what up? Thank you for casting the whole thing. Superhuman feat. Yo, cheers. Thanks. Glad you liked it. I didn't actually stream all of it. I took a fair bit of time off just in the morning on Saturday. Huge shout out, though, to like, there's so many people to shout out, obviously, who've been involved in the whole thing. Mike was there the whole time. Doesn't even make any sense. Like, we all know one of the time zones doesn't make any sense for a lot of people. But they did it also, obviously, all the Nisei crew. But I'm really excited. I'm really interested to hear everybody's world experience who played in it or played side events and stuff like that. Yo, Baza, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Hey, to you as well. Matush, thanks for commentating Worlds. Oh, cheers. Yo, it's actually like such a treat. It was really the most fun. It's always kind of been a bucket list thing to like commentate Worlds finals, stuff like that. And I'm just like so stoked to be involved in it. It was really fun. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Port Valley, hey there. Hey, how's it going, Hell? Welcome. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Giles comes with heart. Yo, thanks, Giles. How you doing? Solemn, good to see you're still up and about after Worlds. There's this weird thing, right? Like this always happens with Netrunner tournaments, with events, with Worlds. Anytime where like you play Netrunner for all day, is that when you finish, as long as the tournament wasn't won in some upsetting way, I don't know, industrial genomics. As long as like you know you like the meta that the tournament is in, after you finish the tournament, the next thing you want to do is just play more Netrunner. So like after Worlds wrapped up, I could have went and played Netrunner. I really could have. So like I'm not at all burned out, which is just kind of awesome. And it's a lot of energy from a lot of people, a lot of excitement, and the games are really good. So do check those out. We're obviously going to be talking about them today. So if you don't want Worlds spoiled, this might not be the best place to be, unfortunately. So maybe just tap out for 22 hours, or however long it takes you to watch everything if you want to. And then come right back. We'll be happy to have you. Giles says, I bombed hard in the main event. Won an Eternal pod though. Oh, sick. How big are the pods? How was Eternal tournament? I know nothing about Eternal. I talked a bit to Jogging, who was in one of the Eternal tournaments, but like I think Eternal is just like, it's so wide open. Poor Valley says, great commentating. Thank you. Cheers. Steve, what up? Hey, played Netrunner 7 years ago, coming back after all that time. So basically a new player. Love your videos. Yo, cheers. Welcome. Glad you can make it back. It's still really good right now. In fact, it is definitely better than it has been at other times. That's probably not saying much, but like it doesn't sound like it's saying much, but I promise you it is. Welcome. If you're new, there's a lot of good places to jump in. There's going to be better stuff at the end of the year that'll be easier, but how's that been going for you? What are you jumping in? Matisha's Worlds works great, and Nisei make great work. Yeah, they really do. They really do. Baza said they played Friday, met my goal of 2 wins, played some core side events on Sunday, and watched your streams on the cut. So much fun. Fantastic job. Thank you, Baza. Core side events is just core, like just a core set? Eon's Metropole Bog. Yo, how's it going? What up? Yo, this sweet indexings. Yo, Giles, the prize support is really good. So I take it you won those indexings. They actually have their own flavor. The art is really nice. And like, I don't know what Nisei says. I guess we can bring these up. But Nisei said, well, the Nisei prize support for Eternal are cards from Eternal, right? Let me shrink my face. So the question is, that's not what I want. The question is whether these cards will be coming back to some extent, or whether they just got reprinted as internal support. Like, are we going to see Sansan City Grid or indexing back in standard? I don't know. I doubt Sansan City Grid. Maybe indexing. Who knows? I hope not. Yo, Cocottes. Yo, nice to see you. Congrats on the Worlds win, buddy. Okay, funny story. So Cocottes largely built. I didn't dig deeper. Maybe Cocottes can explain this, but basically built the deck that won Worlds, barring some small changes. The whole like playing iceless decks as a meme was something on this channel that I was really not that happy about. I think saying like, "Oh, this is stupid. Just add ice; it'd be better." And we played a couple other iceless decks. I don't think Cocottes, was that your other iceless decks? Were you doing the run of iceless decks? Excuse me if not. Costa's picked Sansan. Yo, what up, Light? So anyways, that deck goes on to win Worlds. Funny thing is, there was only a couple players from Montreal, I think 4 is actually correct, that were representing Montreal in Worlds. And I was testing, not heavily, but like we were talking about decks. That person had the week off, so they were doing testing. And they were testing that deck. They were testing that deck for a while, and I looked at it and I'm like, okay, maybe add Meridian, make some changes. But the thing is, that Montreal player was also playing like Stargate, and even they put Data Dealer in their deck because they were convinced that this was a very good deck, and they just always stomped on this deck because they knew how to play against it, and they had the tech. Like, they had all the tech they could want. Imp, Stargate, like that helps a mile, let alone Data Dealer. Like, oh my god. And then like 6 hours before submitting, they're like, I can't win with this deck. They were only playing against themselves in 2 browsers. They decided to play a different deck list and pivoted to like an Ag Infusion. And obviously they didn't win Worlds, but I knew that deck so well because I had practiced playing against it. It was really funny. Yo, Jeremy, howdy, been a hot minute. Yo, how's it going? Solemn says I played on 1B, did okay. Turned up an even rank 100. That's actually pretty good. That's not too bad. Did you get cool prizes? I don't know what the breakpoints are at 100. I guess it matters on win. Giles says Eternal was great. Round 1, Sifty diapered me in for 10 points. So I got counter surveillance Tim for 11. What? How did you not lose? Phil says, I think if Leela Asa had won, like everyone thought it would have been burnt out. Hank winning warms my heart. Yeah, that's actually like a really big point. And like, that's what's been so exciting about Continentals is that the decks that were winning were always like kind of different and interesting. And we saw so much cool stuff at the top. Like, it feels like Continental season where you still saw interesting homebrews and interesting card combinations you might not have been expecting, let alone even seen in the wild, do really well. On that note, like, this is a bit shitty to say, but there'll be some nice things to say after it. Like, I'm really pleased Titan Transnational did not want Worlds. Holy shit. I was like super not happy. I would have been really unhappy if Titan just fast advanced their way to Worlds. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Apologies to all the Titan players, and especially Dumb Brick, who I want to say the good stuff now about the runner deck is fucking the coolest Geist deck I've ever seen, let alone watching them pilot it. So sorry, I was cheering against you. Oh man, it was really good. It was really good. Single copy of Core Set, and man, those decks were hot garbage. That format's a ridiculous amount of fun. Yeah, playing like Core Set format is always, I think, really fun. I don't know how balanced it is. I don't know whether certain cards are crutches or what you play around. I'm not even sure what's in a Core Set at this moment, but it does seem fun. I think smaller card pool can be cool. I'm gonna prog use those indexings for Hushix. There you go. I took the runner iceless deck to your GNK. Yeah, exactly, Cocottes. Did you play that one? Or was it the sports metal one? Because like I know we played an iceless Argus list, and I was very critical of it. You deprecated me on 1. I surveillance the next game. Oh, I get it. Cool. Solemn says, I only wanted 7 wins, but my last round opponent didn't want the ID, so I ended up sweeping them to 8 wins. There's more prize support at 8. Let's go. I wasn't there to watch, but I saw some of the VODs. Percomus 1, Queen B. Yeah, I don't understand any of the B stuff. I don't. I saw it. I saw some B stuff happening. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. That's fine. Phil says House Hippos were chatting during the Brick games, and we loved you losing your mind at Da Vinci Geist. I hadn't seen it before. I think I did see actually on this channel specifically that Brick was playing Da Vinci Geist. Maybe even at a GNK or something like that. But like, I don't know. I obviously didn't believe in it. And that's obviously really important to talk about, you know, not believing in something and it being good is 2 different things. But I think we saw that before. But just like, I don't know, like the way the deck played, and maybe it's just the way that Brick played against certain matchups, like controlling the message has to be a rough matchup, but they were going all in, like, you know, playing against the world champion on what everyone thought would be the world championship deck on an Asa deck, and seeing those like really cool skateboard tricks, and seeing that like they literally had probably no more resources. Like they used everything they could in their deck, and they were at the point where it's either win or lose, and 5 cards left. Maybe play a black file, but it's really exciting. Yo, Terrence, what up? I didn't end up playing any events at all or seeing any streams on Sunday. I slept till like 5 p.m. Oh, wow. Okay. How's it going, though? Grim says Colorado wins Worlds 2020. Yeah, they do. Congrats. Congrats to Limes. That's really cool. There's a jar of homebrew honey for highest place B avatar. Oh, I did see that on Facebook. Yeah, somebody was, who is it? But somebody had honey that they were going to give as a prize to somebody. I thought they did their own tournament, though. I thought they were running a side tournament. So anyways, enjoy your honey, Limes. That's a sweet victory. It's really good. Again, that stuff I don't think is on Project Nisei's YouTube channel, but I'm hoping it'll get there eventually. I'm going to actually even ask them if it is, because if it's not, we have to record it off of Twitch and upload it. They have to upload it because obviously that needs to last for as long as possible. So that's cool. But otherwise, if you do want to watch Worlds, twitch.tv/Project Nisei, subscribe to Nisei. You get some, I subscribe, I got emotes. It's good. Their follower count went up. That's good over Worlds. But anyways, it's all here. You can see all the deck lists. If you read the chat, there's a lot of links. It's cool. Yo, Janktivist, happy Thursday. Great comms. Thank you. Cheers. How are you doing? Terrence says big tournament wipes me the heck out, and waking up at 3-4 a.m. didn't help either. I think I ended up at 60th total. Oh yeah. Yo, congrats. I saw you at the 2-for-1 list, like that sort of area. Oh man, that's part of Worlds that I think is really, I don't know, interesting, is that there's so much, there's like this such a large percentage of, you know, from spot 20 to spot 60 of people who have to 2-for-1, and they're just 2-for-1ing to try to make the top 16. So that's part's so volatile. Like, I don't know, everybody there is possibly a contender, which is absolutely wild. So like coming in, I don't know, the range of difference in placements, if people care about that, it's such a big deal. Elle says, I can totally understand the Limes didn't really like a sports metal deck. I can totally understand the Limes didn't really like the sports metal deck to be that good. You don't seem to mind at all. Yeah, I don't know. So Limes' deck is a combo deck, and it's actually really hard to interact with if you know what to do against the deck, and specifically if you have certain tools. And some of the tools to deal with this deck are incredibly common. A Stargate is a really big deal for this deck. If you Stargate in a Vashron, your win percentage just absolutely skyrockets, let alone if you have things like Imp. Wanton Destruction is also incredibly valuable. So like, this is a deck that in Swiss rounds, maybe you don't know how to play against it. I don't want to undershout Limes' pilot or undercut Limes' piloting, but like, this is a deck that you can tech against and win. That being said, if you don't know what you're doing and you're not teched against it, it is incredibly difficult to play. It really is. Especially if you're just like a 419 or Leela, like their ability largely doesn't matter at all in the matchup. So good luck with that. 419 actually does matter a bit more. And in that case, yeah, it is one of those sort of what people call like degenerate combo decks, decks that like can win in any position, and it's really hard to stop them from. And obviously they're not playing that sort of like ice Netrunner that you're convinced is what Netrunner looks like when you buy a core set, which, you know, people feel strongly about. I don't know. I honestly don't know if this list is going to get hyper popular, because I think it is relatively easy to deal with. You just put a false lead in, not a false lead, a daily dealer. If you're Shaper, you can easily play Artist Colony, and at that point, it's very difficult for them to win. So even Clot is like, it's not impossible, but Clot is hard for this deck to deal with. They basically need a game changer until they can actually manually purge. That being said, you can tune this list. There's versions of this list. Again, we've seen without Ice. There's different versions of the list. Even this sort of archetype, you could consider playing in Asa. That's probably bad, but at least you have fully operational, which seems to be like a good card. So we'll see. I love that they talked about it during their winning interview. They're like, hey, this is the deck. I just really don't like this deck. I hope it gets affected by most wanted list changes or ban list changes as they are now. And I honestly don't know if we're going to get ban list changes anytime soon. We're kind of out of the tournament season. There's not really organized play right now, and we're expecting some new products in last we heard, I think, a couple months. So we'll see. We'll really see. Janktivist says, good, I ended up right on the bubble at Worlds. Well, sort of. What does that sort of mean? Solemn 2-for-1 math was so tight on 1B. 1A was comparatively chill about it. Like the players are being aggressive about the 2-for-1ing. Terrence says, for that 2-for-1 error, I think I was 10th for a round and then got knocked out and entirely flopped the last round because my entire brain dribbled out my ears because I lost all tension in my body. Oof. I had that sort of feeling like, You know, at Worlds, you got one shot. And I remember I was playing against, shit, who was I playing against? I think I was playing against Jason, one of our ex-Canadian national, it's Jason, right? I think it's Jason. Really nice dude. And I was playing like a Titan Fast Events with kill combo, and I forked them to this point where I spent so much money that they had to basically not contest my remote server and instead pull out Clot because they were playing Shaper. But then I realized I boosted so much into the trace I couldn't res any, like, the guard on the remote or the Hordem, and I lost the whole game. And losing that is the most tilting thing. Like, I just lost so much energy. I was on the back foot. I knew my world's chances were totally done on the spot right there because of that one terrible play I made. And so then you lose that, and once you lose that, there's no way back up. It feels so bad. So it's really hard to keep yourself together sometimes, especially when bad things happen. Yo, what up, Antoine? Hey, Worlds was very nice, except maybe for the no Shaper in the top cut. It was very close. It's very, very close. Geist is honorably Shaper. I think that's fair too. Geist is better than Shaper. Okay, so in terms of like the Shaper non-representation at the top of Worlds, I don't know if that's such a big deal because it's really close. It really is close. I think it's obvious that Shaper is not either the strongest option or Shaper is not the easiest option to play. And I think even it being easy to play in a big tournament is kind of a big deal. But there were Shapers that were close to the top. So I don't think they're totally discounted. That being said, they definitely could use some help, but like people are playing Shaper at Worlds caliber play. So I don't know. Admittedly, a lot of the Shaper play that I've seen being very strong all involves Apocalypse. So who knows? The 2-for-1s were starting to happen as soon as like round 3. Oh wow, I think on 1B because you need to have 11-3 or better to get a top cut. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, that's really rough. Corey, what up? Hey, Andre, won't be around long, but we were talking about a great job coming. Oh, thanks, Corey. Hey, cheers. Appreciate it. Again, I tuned in to listen to myself just a bit, just to hear how it went, right? And immediately I heard myself say the wrong thing while thinking of something else. And it's like, okay, how good could this possibly have been? But I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Also, huge shout outs to everyone I got the able to commentate with. There's a lot of people, but it was a ton of fun. Does that make Mirrormorph the Shaper of the corpse? Grim, yeah, it does. Mirrormorph is the Shaper of the corpse. Who did we see playing Mirrormorph on day 1? Shit, I wish I could call them out. They're probably the top place Mirrormorph. But their Mirrormorph play was really cool. Yeah, it was Melkor's. Their Mirrormorph play was really, really tight. Like, they were firing that every turn. It looked like it wasn't hard. And it was kind of cool to watch. It really was. Yeah, thank you, Giles. Yeah, right? Needs Rozekis to be Shaper. Yo, Saka, congrats. My Leela deck is a good Shaper. You have Diesels. How much Shaper can you get? Yo, Saka, what do you think about the whole... speaking of people I had the pleasure to commentate with, what do you think about the whole I've had worse versus Diesel? Because, like, I don't know. I in the meta, I think I've had worse looks so much better than Diesel. I don't know if the 1 credit matters. We did see one game specifically with Spags where he claimed the 1 credit mattered to like not get the game win or game loss or whatever. How do you feel about that? Also has Rozekis. I'm going to totally dox him. Milk's a shadow shot. Oh, cool. Shaper's a 1 influence card. Okay, cool. Yeah, there were a couple players. There were some couple players that were that had different names on the tournament, which, you know, that's a reasonable thing to do if you really want to do it. One of them gave me a really funny shout out during one of the matches. They typed in chat something about Arkham Horror, and I didn't want to respond to it in chat, but I found it to be very funny. So I figured out who that player was. It was really great. Yo, Rob, it's been a while. How you doing? I think I've had worse is a way better as a Splash than Diesel. I think so too. I really think it is. I think it's way more flexible, especially because we're seeing so many decks that like will tempo out Obakatas. Like almost all the Polinas and Ag Infusions, I think were on Obakata. I think it was very rare that you saw Global Food Initiative, which I was convinced was gonna see more play. But like that sort of list that you saw or the agenda density, agenda distribution, you saw mostly the Canadian players play, which I think was the same that we saw I hit Rotom play maybe. At Intercontinentals, the thing of like the Future Perfect, the 3 Obakatas, 1 Nisei, and then 3 Cyberdex Fires or Sandboxes, I think was really cool. Yeah, it has been. Glad to see. Hey, cheers, bud. Hope you're doing okay. Sokka says Diesel is so much easier to play. When I've had worse matters, you can just play and respond to it differently. It's definitely easier, but I don't know. Zero feels better to me. Yeah, I believe it. Obviously, so the big conversation is These two cards cost the same influence. The difference is I've had worse cost 1 more credit, but it does fire when you take net or meat damage, which can matter. It can matter. Not to Engram Flush, but if you faceplant an Anansi in the early game, you feel a lot better about it. Stealing Obokata is a lot easier. Some people were tempoing out snares and then jamming Obokatas off of HQ accesses, and maybe tempo isn't the right word, but yeah, it's definitely a conversation. Yo, Stoppable, how's it going? What up? I'm doing good. It's After Worlds. It is After Worlds. And then what does that mean? It means we can do whatever the fuck we want. You don't have to be, I'm gonna do Worlds caliber play. You can do anything. I kind of feel like playing the ad agency today, Spark. I don't know what happened. It's been a long day. The Decklist of the Week is kind of a meme. I guess we're gonna play that. What does Worlds Caliber play? Worlds Caliber play is caring about the efficiency of your thing and not playing things. Excuse me. Worlds Caliber play is playing the best thing. We have an issue where we don't play something if it's not as good as something else. And that's like, you know, mostly a problem. It's I think a bigger deal to me is if I'll play something that I think is not good as long as it does something unique. Maybe we can get away with that. But you could just not faceplant and not say, you know, Saki, you're not playing Criminal the right way. I don't think so. I'm gonna shit talk your top Worlds play, buddy. Jang City and JNet. Yeah, totally. I would continue to play Among Us instead of Netrunner post Worlds. I never got into that. I'm glad you're having fun. Yo, Lemil, what up? Good evening, Andre. How is the Worlds commentary? How have you been? It's been a minute. It has been since I've been able to drop in the stream live. Worlds was sick. Huge success. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people played. I hope a lot of people had fun. I got to commentate, which is absolutely a treat. The Nisei team was really good. The like finals was really great. Like everything was really good. And I had to do it from the comfort of here, which is, you know, it's a trade-off. It's way more accessible. It's not the exact party you want. Fantastic. It was great. It was really, really, really good. I've been good. So I talked about doing like other stuff on the internet, and I thought I'd have a lot more time on my hands. As of now, it's even worse than I thought it would be. I'm enrolled on an online course. So that's like 15, 20 hours a week on top of everything else, which is a problem because my free time doesn't exist anymore. On the cool side though, I got one of these in the mail. I got a new capture card that will let me do 2 inputs, so I can do, now I'd have 3 inputs, so I can actually attach another computer, a camera, and then even like another computer or a console or something like that. So the idea of like making content where we do other things, and like we can do like tabletop simulator with 2 instances and start mixing between windows and have a streaming computer and a non-streaming computer, so like we can elegantly go between windows. I don't know. Maybe I'm overselling it. That's gonna be happening kind of soon. I'm gonna try and put that together at least, so we have a new streaming machine next week. I don't know if that's gonna change, but at least there's possibilities of what we can do. I don't know where it's going, but that's basically what's going on now. But I've been a lot busy. I've been very busy. I'm in a course, and it's like a motion graphics thing. And then I submitted my assignment, and then they were like, we're gonna review some of your assignments on the internet. They were like, we're going to pick some of the best ones and we're going to talk about them, and some of the not good ones, and we're going to talk about them so we can get like a critique and then continue on it. And they didn't pick mine, and I was so crestfallen. I really was, which is stupid because they can only show off like a dozen, and there's like hundreds of people, 100 people in the class. But like, it was a rough Tuesday. Oh boy. Wizard says, I'm surprised there were so few 419s in Worlds. Honestly, I'm not. You kind of saw that change in Continentals season, like where the first Asia Pacific Continental 419 mattered, and then from there we swung heavily into Leela. I think another really big thing is that people are teching against viruses. Like Macrophage sees play, Cyberdeck Sandbox sees play. It's really hard to use Amakua. I think IP block is as popular as it's not as it's ever been because there's less NBN, but it's still pretty popular. So like 419's ability is way less relevant than things like, I think, Leela's ability that slows the game down, that buys these like huge swing turns. So I'm not entirely surprised. The one link also doesn't go that far. Like there's not that much CTM. I don't think there's that much tracing. And even things like we didn't see a single data raven the whole tournament, which I think is buck wild. Oh no, we did. We did see a sync deck. Neil says hype. Hey, cheers. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I blame Sandbox. I totally agree. Sandbox, pad tab ban, and having to keep it with Asa all hard. Yeah, that's very true. Like even in the Asa matchup, which was the most popular corp, I think, maybe Paulina was actually, because if you mix the 2 days together. Yeah, Leela does work. She does work, and 419's ability is a bit less relevant. The link does work versus sandbox decks. Yeah, that's true, and we did actually end up seeing that, but you saw that mostly in Hoshiko. And for what it's worth, I don't know. I don't even think Macrophage is that good. I really don't. Like, if you hit someone with Link with Macrophage, they pay 3 credits and they're through. Sure, you can boost, but the fact that that ice is kind of so bad before you score the sandbox, I think the biggest question is how many games do you score that sandbox? And a lot of the decks that we did see were running 3 of them, so maybe it's a bit harder. Finally, someone says it. What? The Macrophage not being good? Okay, all right. I don't get it. I think people might have swung onto that too hard. That being said, it performed really well, and in some decks you don't care what the ice is if you're playing Ag Infusion. It's a free roll out of Ag Infusion. Yeah, but everything's a free roll out of Ag Infusion. I feel like you're winning whenever the core presses macro. I really do. I don't know. I'm also super surprised that some of the top lists were like had so many, like you saw Toby's list, TF34's list. It was an Amakua list. It was a freedom list. It ran Yusuf and Amakua in a place with so many Palinas. I want to see their matchup history, like whether they ended up playing against so many Palinas and so many Ag Infusions. We did see in the top cut, Aaron very, very cleanly pushed them out for one game, and then in the rematch they aggroed in and pulled it off. But like, I reckon that's a really hard matchup, and they said so in the interview. I wonder if they dodged that matchup or not. I think they played in the first day, right? Yeah, TF played in the first day, so there's slightly less than maybe other days. Do not discount Ngolo. That card's huge. Yeah, Ngolo also, like, with that deck is a really big deal. That deck had Ngolo in it. Ngolo seems really good. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while since I played Amakua. It really has been. People are icing shit up. It's good against Asa, though. It really is. Speaking about Ngolo, oh boy, this is a meme deck. And it's about the Thunderbirds, which is a television show. I'm guessing from the 80s. I've never seen it. The way that it looks makes me unhappy. Is this the show that was only in the UK? Because I think everybody who I know who knows about this show is grown up in the UK. But it doesn't look like it's from the UK. It looks very quintessentially American of the era. How are you so young? What? I don't know what this is. I played the board game. It was like Pandemic. It was fine. I know people my age who know it though. So maybe I was just in the wrong. They're scary. I can't tell if they're marionettes. They're marionettes, right? It's just old. Hey Vincent, how old is it? When the Angola, we Ngo high. Hey, we played on YTV at like 2 a.m. Really? Turn 1 top deck oboe against Aaron. Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. Aaron, oof. Yeah, that wasn't great. I just spat all over my screen. Excuse me. Les sentinelles de l'air. Is that actually what it is in French? There's no way. Air sentinels? That's hilarious. Oh, mais oui. Okay. I did not know that. That's amazing. That's really good. The Thunderbirds are mad creepy. I don't like looking at them. Like they hit that uncanny valley really hard. It's actually from the 60s. We say des marionnettes et ça date plus des années 60s. From the 60s. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. The 60s to the 80s. It's all the same to me, apparently. Gordon, go. Rob, what? I'm surprised it plays at YTV. If you don't know what YTV is, also, I'd like to ask Canadians, growing up, YTV seemed like the most American thing to me, and then finding out it was like uniquely Canadian was super surprising. The show looks creepy. Yeah, it does. Okay, so not knowing about the show, playing the board game once, these people have massive jets and vehicles funded by, I don't know, I think one of them is probably wealthy. Apparently they're all brothers too. There's probably like one lady in there, right? It's kind of how they did things back then. But they fly around in ships and submarines and save people. And this is a deck that's meant to be memey, and I think every card actually makes some sort of relevant reference. I'm wondered if Ngolo's only in there because of the go when Thunderbirds are go. But everything else is meant to make sense. Mining Accident, I think that's something that they would actually respond to, because they have, I imagine them having a car with a big drill on the front. I don't know what Brain Cage is, or why Buffer Drive is a 2 of in here. Obviously these are birds. That one I think was a pretty big giveaway. Femme fatale, that's the one lady of the team, right? Representation, let's go. And Amakua is a turtle. Maybe that's a submarine. I don't actually know. It's kind of how they do things now, barring some exceptions. Yeah, it is. I am assuming. I don't know. Magic School Bus kind of kicked ass, didn't it? Wow, good call. She's called Penelope. Penelope. Like YTV was Canadian and Disney Channel was American. Her driver Parker is a big boss. Is that like an Oxford comma thing? Her driver Parker is a big boss. Oh, okay. Her driver named Parker is a big boss. I got it. Magic School Bus was rad. It really was. This is essentially a boomer deck. It is a really big boomer deck. And it plays cards that it can't make that much use of. It has a gauntlet. It has recon drone. That sucks. And then it has some interesting things like safety first, which is a no. Then we have Kasi string. It's a card you can play, and Thunder Art Gallery because it has the word thunder in here. We are going to win. This deck has no multi-axis. That's good enough. I think some of the references must be reaching a bit. You're kidding me. It's 46 cards, so there were references that they could not include in this list. Oh boy. This is a salad. 30% win rate, all good. Yo, they said they had 100% win rate after one game. If we can replicate that, that makes it have a 200% win rate. We are 419 though. And we have Bravado 3x. Okay, so we have Caddy Jones. That's pretty good. We want that. Safety first. That actually makes sense with the brain cage, now that we think about it. Technical Raider looks like ass. Assuming we're not going to be bouncing these because we have no support to do that. We have 2 class acts. That's good. 3 Cabalis. Oh, that's neat. That's actually not bad. And a single Kangamato. I don't know why. Are there animals in the show? This stuff we can't really afford. Femme Fatale we could probably afford with credit kiting. We can just clear the tag, especially with the class act. Or sorry, I mean with the gallery. Oh, I had to scroll down. I was scared we lost it for a second. This is good enough. Riders with 12 targets, 3x. Oh boy. Okay, let's give this a shot. This will be fine. Again, it's post-worlds. Nothing matters. There is no God. It's fine. I don't know how old I was when I learned this, but I felt like I knew it wasn't American when I learned what the Disney Channel was. So I largely grew up without cable television. My parents didn't believe in it. They were immigrants and they had some anti-American views of culture, I think. So we didn't have it. So I think the only YTV that I really saw was like at friends' places. I grew up on TVO, which you could get with antenna. And TVO is, I hope, is as massively wholesome as it used to be. There was hosts and it had like a YTV vibe, but there was no ads because it was like they wouldn't sell you junk food or Ninja Turtles because it was like run by the government, or like PBS equivalent. Is PBS run by the government in America? Lumel says, I think I'm gonna go dip to play Hades. Yo, enjoy Hades. Hades is sick. Catching the VOD. Happy hunting. Thank you. Cheers. Hades is so good. Yeah, I don't know what TVO is up to. Pokeroo, yeah, Pokeroo. Hell yeah. Pokeroo probably is monstrous right now, isn't it? Polka dot door. Pokeroo. Fucking shit, this thing is creepy. This is Pokeroo. It is what it is. Is Pokeroo meant to be a kangaroo? Yeah, it's Pokeroo. Yeah, that just kind of works. Ah, boy. Does anybody remember? Okay, we're gonna reach pretty deep here. There was a show on TVO that was a sci-fi show, but it was like for young adults. It was like the thing that they put on at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, which like the Intrepids, if that was, I think that's the name of the show. That was one of them where there's like kid spies. And then there's another one that was like, I wouldn't say Stargate-y, but it was that sort of sci-fi, except they were on a ship. And if anybody knows anything about that, please let me know. My parents had a strong belief in cable as immigrants because you can't get Chinese language TV unless you had cable. That makes fair sense. But I don't think you could ever get Slovenian television here. You do radio, like internet radio in the 2000s. Or you said Thunderbirds was creepy. That Roo weirded me out. Yo, but that Roo, like, we knew that Roo was weird. Of course the Roo is weird. This bear is fine, though. That bear actually went on to be the mascot for a peanut butter brand. Goldilocks and Humpty Dumpty. Yeah, Pokeroo is definitely the scariest of the bunch. It's fine. Yo, Skapon, what up? Hello. Also enjoying Hades. Buying Disco Elysium today. Yo, Maddie picked me up Disco Elysium. I think I'm like 17 hours in. It's like straight sick. It is so good. Oh, it's hard to talk. Okay, we might have a chance here. It's a Cybernex division. We should talk about that. It's really, really good. I think someone smarter than me might get more out of it because it references a lot more politics than I think I could get through. But it's like, even the beginning is just absolutely so charming. Yo, Lori, how's it going? Cheers. Thanks, you too. All right, so what are we mulliganing in for this deck? So all of these cards are really bad in our opening hand. So we're going to try and mulligan into specifically Angolo, Daily Cast, Caddy Jones. We do have an Oracle May, if I'm not mistaken. The Clown from Big Comfy Couch. Yo, the Clown from Big Comfy Couch is like... That's still a thing for a lot of people, I'm pretty sure. Her name is Molly. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Probably matchup loss for me, but let's have fun. Oh, cheers. Josh says I almost jumped in your game with Sync, but I thought it might be mean. Oh, it'd be horribly mean. We're going to do Always Exposed, I think. Also, because this is like a meme deck, we have John, but not DreamNet. But that's totally fine. All right, it's a Gatekeeper on HQ. Okay, so not like we have diversion of funds. In fact, we have no HQ pressure whatsoever. So I think we're just going to triple click and then do Class Act. Triple click for credit. Had a wild TV childhood. We in Germany had quite some Australian teen series and UDSSR fairy tale films. Why were they Australian? So like our hand is really low tempo. We know this is a Gatekeeper, so we can always get through the end of the run if we really need to. We have a hand size of 4, so the Class Act is going to be a problem the next turn when we start with like 4 credits. We don't even have Hedge Fund in this hand, or excuse me, Sure Gamble in this deck. Yeah, I don't think we do. They kept their hand, which is scary. So yeah, we're just going to do that play and hope that we draw into things we can play. So you can put something on the bottom. Early Bird is not great. Amaku, that's actually a really good card. Another Class Act seems like the worst here, but all these cards are so bad. Uh-oh. Do you have the old Blund Sandman ones? Oh, that's the Australian teen series, I think. Disco Elysium is on next on my list after getting tired of Hades, which so far hasn't happened. It's going to take you a while to get tired of Hades. Sorry about that. What are we building today? It's Jank season, yo. We've been testing Q-Loop, Brahmin, Isla. Yo, Q-Loop Brahmin was always on the testing line, but we never got to it. I think I want to try some Corp. I want to play Spark Agency. Let's see if they pay for this. We can put pressure on them. Their HQ has only 4 cards as well. So like they probably have agendas at the early turn because they're nowhere near scoring at. We also know it's a Fairchild 3 on our AD, so we can just like face plan into it and click through. But getting down the turtle is a pretty good deal. The problem is like this is 5 counters, this is 6 counters. So like smashing into the Gatekeeper might help. Isla in what format? Yo, Light. Isla is supposedly coming back to standard sometime soon. I think Nisei announced that. Same with Steve Cambridge. Is Hades just like a pure shmup mechanically? It's not at all. It is like a roguelite hack and slash. It's all about melee combat. There's no like shooting, if that's what I mean by shoot 'em up, but it plays... Oh, what does it play like? Well, kind of like some of their other games, like if you played maybe a long time ago Bastion, it's not that far off from it, but it's much more mechanically interesting with more, like there's more twitchy things to it, like with dodging and blocking and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's kind of more like a 2.5D. I wouldn't exactly say Devil May Cry because it doesn't like reward heavy combo or style, but that sort of hack thing. We have Ocean Girl, Mallrats, and others, no Sandman. John Liverpool too? Yes, what? They sneakily announced it by putting her on a playmat for Worlds and then announcing that this was their system update runners. Yeah, so they'll be back. Hand is bad. Hand is really bad. We have the turtle, best card in hand. We could just run archives a couple times. The early bird is not worth the credit it costs. So I think we're going to throw out a bunch of these cards, which is a problem with this deck, is we're just going to throw out a bunch of these cards. We can see 2 cards here. They might be on Punitive or Complete Image. There's a Global Food Initiative, which they threw out. So I'm assuming they're flooded and or they wanted to get this through. They also threw out a Neural EMP. Sorry, I hit the microphone. So I think their hand is probably very good. And now we are not worried about Complete Image just yet, but this kind of looks like Punitive or Kill or like that. And we are technically weak to Punitive, so I'm just going to click for 3 credits. We died a double Punitive on the spot, so not much we can do. So we'll throw that out. Buffer Drive seems good. John Matsunori is not bad in the matchup. Kasi String actually kind of matters if they're running no real 3-pointers because of Global Food Initiative. So this is good. This is our breaker. This is our only console. I think we have to keep it. Unfortunately, Buffer Drive's too slow. Yeah, we might die here. That might just be it. We have no money. Yo, Hickspix, what's up? Hades is so fun. I don't want to spoil anything, but I have a very interesting approach to the story. In any game, and even in some games that are narrative-driven games, if there is just like people talking to me about things I don't think are important, like how my day went, their day went, right? Stuff like that, I won't care. Hades, I care. The characters are so great. They're really fun. Don't know what this is. If it could do 2 meat damage to us, it could be a 5/3, like a Global Food Initiative. They didn't motion it out. I think we can just ignore it. Caddy or Thunder Art? We're going to take the Caddy because that's the best we have. And we'll just run Archives for a counter again. We know either 5 or 6 counters, so what can we do? Oh, Steve Cambridge, John Liverpool. I get it. Yeah, it does kind of look like Punitive, doesn't it? We probably would have died there. They also didn't score, so they could be setting up some, I don't know what we're worried about. Double, what's it called? Could be a really big deal. Actually, if we find our skull, would be really good. It could be like, I don't think they have influence for Ronin. But a nice thing here, like we could run that, could be a snare. I don't think we have to. Leave No Trace or Bravado. Their economy is pretty bad. If we like Leave No Trace, they just wouldn't res, and I don't think they're going to build remotes. The Bravado's a bit better because we could Bravado first click into a Fairchild. Or even into the Gatekeeper and let them fire it. Now we're going to have to throw something out here. Wait, what does this do? Oh, okay, it's not a replacement effect. I thought it would be a replacement effect, which would be a bit better. Oh, this is bad. You mean that's Sandmanchkan? Sure. I've been to the studio where they produced it. Or a Junebug? It could be. I don't know. We died a Junebug a fair bit on this channel. This is also like we don't have falsified, right? Like, so Bounty thought this matchup would be really one-sided because we do probably have Expose in most 419 decks, but this is not most 419 decks. Self-destruct chips. Okay, so our hand size is now 3. So obviously that gets scarier. Let's find our hand size card. Technical Writer or Kangamato. Okay. They threw out 1 card. And so we have too many cards in our hand. Fine, this is fine. So we still don't know what server 1 is. I think the worst case scenario is, because they don't seem to be on X dice, I think the worst case scenario would actually be a Show of Force. Fucking, I'm running it now. We're hitting a snare here. They might, yeah, there you go. So they probably have double Neurals in our hands. So we're actually not going to trash it to get the turtle counter. So we draw. Oh no. Caddy. We're going to lose our caddy. We don't have enough clicks. They don't have a lot of money too, though. We can actually run HQ here. But we'll draw so we don't draw a die to scoring this agenda. And they can't do like advanced neural. They don't have enough. So I think we're just going to take the caddy money. So we'll see. We'll see. So 2 cards in hand. I don't know what they could do there. That snare was probably worse for them than us. Unfortunately, we did lose a breaker. We're going to try and hope and do everything with Amakua and maybe this Kangamato. Obviously, the other one's better than Kangamato. Cool thing actually about Kangamato is we can run into the Gatekeeper on HQ and break the one subroutine that actually is relevant. Also, we can start getting counters off of the snare if they don't have enough money. So we can like run into the snare over and over again to get Kasi String. I think Kasi String is only once per turn. Yeah. So Eventually. But right now we're just trying to look for our brain damage card, and this Angola would be a really big deal. But again, it's going to take them a while to score out, so we can just kind of sit back and caddy Jones. Hopefully we draw into a daily cast. We're going to have to clear the tag as well. They can't afford to clear the tag for us. I think best case scenario here is we run HQ. We need to draw one more card though first, so we don't die to snare. But they don't have a lot of money, so if they res a gatekeeper, fuck, R&D even is open. Let's just not die to snare. Oh, that's huge. So if we play the brain cage, our hand size goes up. That seems good. We don't have to do it now, but it's going to be a big deal in the matchup that cares about hand size. And I think we just take for credit, unfortunately. We could bravado into HQ, and if they res, we just Kangamato. I think that's actually fine. But what's the worst case scenario here? If we hit a snare, we probably die to Neural, so we don't want to do that last click. We can always jack out, though. We just wouldn't get a turtle counter. Hulu Brahmin with Tech Rider or something like that sounds pretty sick. Too bad there's no caches anymore. Yeah, you could also do like Chameleon with that, right? There seemed like a combo with Haley in that. So that's a Turing. Oh, that's an issue, obviously, because we can't get through that with Amakua. We can click through it. But right now their money is a bigger issue. So I think we're actually going to Bravado HQ. And they're playing a preemptive, which I think they threw agendas out considering how bad their early game looked like. And they're going to throw out a hedge fund or recycle a hedge fund and 2 face downs. There actually might have been 4 points in there. We'll go HQ again. We know this is a gatekeeper, so we can always just Kangamato through it. Unfortunately, Kangamato is a good way for us to deal with this card here. There, so they're on 1 credit. So this just has an end the run, and now it's a 0 strength, so we can contest it pretty hard with Amakua. And we got a lot of money. So I think we'll filter draw once. We'll work on the Cassie string. It's no rush. This gets us Amakua counter. And a Cassie string counter. We won't trash it. And we'll just take caddy. So I think our next turn is like play Angolo, so we have a 2-breaker option, and then play brain chip and draw up. Wu to loot, flame out, chameleon is my other list. Oh, it's a Mushin. Okay. So they actually could win, right? They prevented it. They have 1 credit, which is just enough for Junebug, and Junebug would do 6 damage. So we could draw 3, run it. And if that's, they could do advance, 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 scoring 3, 4, 5, 6. Could be an issue. Tolute and Flameout are non-friends on JNet. I think Flameout's like definitely an interesting card. So 1 credit is the problem here. If we could rob them of 1 credit, like diversion of funds, anything like this would be safe to check barring Ghost Branch and Plan B, which we can't do. So I think we'll just... In theory, we actually have a chance of losing if this is Ronin. So if we do this into this, then we can do draw, draw. We might as well draw first. No, that's not true. Oh, Blueberry Diesel. Backup plan's good for the Turing. Blueberry Diesel's not really card draw. Oh, no, it is. So we could Blueberry Diesel run this, but we'd lose our hand size thing, which seems important. I think we can let them have this agenda. They can't even really score much out next turn. They're too short on credits. I don't think we have to threaten this. Safety first. We're never shrinking our hand size this game. So our hand size is back up to 5. We have 2 cards in our hand, so we do die to Ronin if that is Ronin, and they have enough credits. So this is a bit of a risky play. We did not have to risk this. Now, if we could run server 3, actually we could have maybe got goofed up by snare there, right? Because they could have res this as an NGO front while we hit the snare, but it didn't look like it, so we got away with that. Kabali or Brain Cage? Brain Cage is unique. Kabali deals with this. But now we have to go in for singles. If we run here, snare would be an issue. They have a bunch of snares in their deck. So Neural is 2, this is 2. They're probably on 3 motions, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They might not be on punitive. They actually might not be on punitive, and I don't think we need to play this. Money doesn't seem that important in this matchup. But once we're in complete image, that's an issue. I forgot that we did a value draw, but our hand size actually, we probably just fill it up this turn and do nothing. So could we lose here? Advance, advance, advance. They probably can score. Oh, there, they have money now. Okay. No guarantee they're on 3 stairs? Yeah, there's no guarantee. I'm thinking 3 motions look better. And that's why running centrals is really good, right? Because, like, I want to run R&D to force them to res the rise. Because centrals, we hit all their traps besides snare, and then we can detooth them. So we'll just run R&D here. 6 credits is enough for Angolo. We can't really trash much, though. Gotta start running centrals? Yeah, light, totally. We gotta start forcing them to spend money because their economy doesn't look very stable. Or very robust. No further, okay. There you go, Cerebral Overrider. So not gonna get one of those. Run R&D. We're just gonna try and keep our hand size up. So far everything they played is a coat gate. So Overrider is 3 credits to Axis. So Silver 5 could have been still a June bug. And we want to make sure that we can clear snare and draw up and not die, so we don't probably run 3rd click. No worries. There's a chance Kasi string will be good enough. It's just kind of hard with the snare. We can always run the snare like when the last click matters. It's a preemptive. Okay, that doesn't really change much. But now we're at 5 counters here, which matters for this. They probably want to purge at some point. If we run archives, I don't think there's any problem here. I don't know, this token's probably not worth anything. So, wow, it's the second overrider. We should probably run HQ now. But we want to do that earlier in the turn. They could go for a purge. It really doesn't help much. Like, they only have code gates. And we'll eventually get back up to size. But again, we don't know what's on the table. We've seen 2 overriders. So the chance that this is an overrider is obviously a lot smaller. I think Junebug is a more real threat, even maybe plan B. And HQ pressure is like a legitimate thing considering their hand size is pretty small. Upgrade. The fuck? It could be Valley Grid. It reduces hand size. Or even if you click through, sometimes it's that white-haired fella. That's an NGO front. Who's the white-haired fellow? The guy who does brain damage. There's another FC3. Okay, so I think we're going to take our caddy money. I don't think we need to click it again. Running HQ last click is really silly because of snare. We shouldn't do that. I don't think we need to pay the daily cast. We really don't need to do anything. Man, if we had a turning wheel, you know? Let alone a Stargate, this could be a lot easier. Don't want to risk the Kasi? No, not really. Like, we know this is snare. Kasi's OP. Kasi seems really good. Oh, they're advancing out. It's just a global food initiative. They still have to score probably 2 more agendas. So now we can probably run this, right? I'm not scared what this is. It might be a price sec. Let's go check what it is before it actually matters. We can get through any ice here. We can get through, yeah, any ice. It's probably a Fairchild 3, right? Because they drew it. Which again, if they res that, that's everything. Then we want to go HQ. That guy, I forget what his name is, but he basically says you can trash it if we have no clicks remaining and do brain damage. But our 5 hand sizes is looking pretty good. There's very few matchups where this matters. I think you'd have to be specifically what's it called? Complete Image or this deck. Or to counteract the Adam card we buried. Excuse me. I'm trying to hold myself together. Worry Tracker actually doesn't do much here. That'd be have to trashable. I don't know what else could be. Valley Grid, price tag. Valley Grid could be reasonable. Oh wait, no, it's easy. It's a Helheim Servers. Okay, well, probably have to trash that. That means there's a brainstorm. But with Ngolo, I don't think we care, right? Are we gonna regret not trashing this, chat? So they can throw out their hand, but their hand is really small. The thing is we have Ngolo, so they have to find 2 ice for this to be a problem. Stim hack spam immediately? I don't know. Do we have to trash this? I want my Cassie string. Fine, we'll trash it. It's conservative. Yeah, Hellhammer is smaller hand size. It means that there's brain damage ice they want to connect, but Ngolo's really good at making sure stuff doesn't connect. Right? Like the boost on this is if they had 2 ice and one of them has to not be a code gate, but things like Fairchild 3, we can. There's that Fairchild 3, so we don't know what that is. If we run R&D and hit snare, we can still clear the tag and have 2 cards in hand. And we ended one of our turns with 2 cards on the hand with the same board state and weren't punished. So I think it's probably acceptable. I think you still get Cassie string even if you trash. Oh, whoa, that card's way better than we think it is. Sick. Thank you. This card's not awful. I'd be really happy we won a game with it. Satyr adapted barrier. Okay, that's a barrier. We do have a barrier breaker. Honestly, this is a matchup where like de-resing their ice could be okay. We've lost our killer, our golden, but de-resing it's way too expensive. That'd be silly. But yeah. Their economy can't keep up. But obviously you don't want to de-res a gatekeeper. So we know they have a preemptive in hand. We know they have a Fairchild 3 in hand. We know they have a Satyr adapted barrier. And what does it say? Successful run. Okay. So we actually can just run any remote. Oh no, we have to access cards. Wait, this actually will fire on server 4 or server 5, right? Yeah. Because you get to the access card step, right? Just like Amakua. It has the same words as Amakua. Is it the same? Triple click. Rerunning the snare to get the last Cassie string counter win the game's ultimate power move. Yeah, Grim, I think that's obviously our choice. If we get to 6 points, we'll just slam that. So this also is a 40 card deck. So they could be on 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So they could just be on real 3-pointers like Vacheron, Global Food, and the self-destruct chips. They only have to run 2, I think. Archive memories. Just let us. It's going to be really hard to close this game off without multi-access. And I don't even want to draw through to see the rest of this deck. Mushin Notion. That's scary. So we know it's Mushin Notion, Fairchild, Satyr, and Preemptive, but they did throw out 1 card. Also, Gabali does deal well with Helheim servers. So, like, they drew an Archive Memories. So we could run here to see what it is. It's better than anything else we're doing. Hot Pursuit, not this turn. I don't think we need the money. Like, oh, so there's 1 unknown in here. So trying to figure out what they're motioning is a really big deal. So now Archive Memories gets no surprises here. So they have an Archive. They have Archive, Preemptive, Fairchild, Unknown, if I'm not mistaken. And Mushin. So there's 1 unknown now in their hand. And that's a worry because we need to make sure that we know what they can Mushin out. Because the next Mushin we have to run. Now the good thing is like any Mushin we can respond to. Like the only hard Mushin is Cerebral Overrider. But the other Mushin does 6 damage. So we draw once. That's why I don't want to play cards. Because cards are way more important for us to face check into their nonsense than it is for anything else. Like we don't need the money. We're paying maybe 2 credits a turn. Okay, 2 unknowns. So they could Mushin here, but they can't Mushin advance. Okay, and a new server. So that's an unknown card, which they Mushined. So we draw and run it. Bravado or Femme Fatale. There you go. Self-destruct chips. Now we're in complete image territory. The Mushin is out, and that's the unknown card. So there's 1 unknown card now. We can run R&D, and in last click, we can install a daily cast. But now complete image is alive and well. And the Mushin is probably out of their hand. How many overriders out? 2. Ichi 1. Okay. Luckily 12 strength ought to do it, let alone 13. And we didn't caddy this turn, but it's quite okay. So we're on 4 points, right? Because of the Kasi string. We just run 1 snare run away from being at 7. So we're going to try and hopefully hit another real 3-pointer, which this deck could have. I don't know. Advancing over the snare? Damn it. Over the snare. So we're only worried about the self-destruct chips, and there's only 1 more. If they score it, it doesn't change the Mushin threat. And there's 2 Mushins out. 2 cards in archives as well. They drew. Yeah, I don't think we care what this is. It's probably Rashida actually. So one of those is the snare in the archives. Show of force. Okay. So this could be a show of force, but yeah, that could be just a show of force straight up. So we can find one more agenda point we can win with running server 3. Hedge fund. Piss. So this is probably Rashida, right? Oh, it's Kingdom for a Turning Wheel. Let's go. So it doesn't look like it's Rashida. If it is the other, what's it called? Looks like it's not. They're drawing up. Okay, so they know an unknown card. What did we run back and see what that was? And there's an ice. Doesn't really matter. We have 14 on Amakua. So we're just gonna do this over and over again. Okay, they finally res. They have the money. Good, they're really taxing us now. Or they're actually taxing some money, which means we have to do other things. It's a Maryland campaign. No, they can draw that. It's fine. I'm alright. John Mastinori is looking pretty good, actually. There's an early MP. That's one unknown card. They could early MP as for value. Show of force and early MP. We would have died a while ago, so this can't be a show of force. This has to be a trap. We probably should just draw. I just don't know what we're drawing into. I'm worried that they're going to play like some resource 8 because maybe they have to deal with Caldera. So that looks like a Maryland. Might not be. They overinstalled another thing. Could easily be the Maryland. Also could be a cool bluff, but I don't think we're worried about anything that doesn't have advancements on it. Ahmad playing again? Is that Sax? And they did play it preemptive, so that's going to shuffle some stuff back in. So they brought back in 2 unseen cards. So this other unseen card could either be the snare they overinstalled or they put the snares back in their deck. So we know there's a neural in hand. They played the preemptive. All right, well, we're just going to go back in for singles over and over again until we find that last point. That's a snare. That's fine. Yeah, we will trash it. First responders, we're unkillable. We're unkillable. Ah! Should bravado it? No, I want to keep cards in hand. The money doesn't matter. We have 12 on caddy. We can't die. Ah! Unless they burst us. But like Neural MP will never kill us. Oh my god. We have countered their deck. Yeah, I don't want to bravado. The money doesn't matter. Like, we just want to make sure that every turn we have 5 cards in hand, so they have no out. And if we play first responders, like, what do they do? We can run anything. Well, not true. The 1 cerebral overrider will be an issue. Savagely outplayed. Yeah, that's good. That's tech. We just drew winning agenda and Kenshin. Yeah, sort of. Daily cast or spec order? Probably spec order is actually more flexible. So this is cool because we can always run last click and not care about snare. Well, we'll lose caddy, but then we just take the money off caddy and then we'll lose this. But we can use this. Yeah, this is fine. We're going to play a bit risky here. Please no snare. Fucking snare. I know, we might lose Kasi. Okay, so snare, but this is fine. We've never used this card before in our life. So we're going to do draw, draw. Oh, we also have recon. We have recon drone. We have all the tech. And we're going to take all the credits. So they could trash our Kasi, but they're starting with no money. We have all the hot tech. Oh, 4 credits. 3 credits. Your snare is just a... Oh my god. This is sick. We'll take the Peregrine. No, we don't need a decoder. This is sick. Yeah, Yusengar, what sort of list is this? This is the deck list of the week, which is a love letter to Thunderbirds, which is a creepy television program from the 60s. if it needed introduction. We are unkillable. Oh, we probably should have put down that bird, actually. If we hit another snare here, the third snare, we're going to feel really stupid. NGO front, yeah, you can't have that. Oh, Recon Drone underrated. Recon Drone is such trash. It's from card being accessed. You know how niche that is? It's like only snare and Junebug. This, this deck has all the tech. Oh, wow. It is a show of force. Prevent damage. No, we can't do that. Why are you asking me to do that? So that's really scary. The winning agenda was on the table the whole time. It was a show of force. They probably could have killed us. They could have done advance show of force to Neural. I guess I'm gonna draw some cards. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, now we have to watch out for what server 3 is. We have to check server 3. They have no money. We can just go check it. I can still goof this. I was so surprised how much damage tech there is in here. We're running out of money, my friends. So I don't know what they can play here. Price hack? There's a Maryland. Okay, well, we're at 6 agenda points. Good. There was an end of turn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they could have narrowed us. It seemed... Wasn't there a turn you could have found a flatline? Beans. Yeah, we were playing around show of force to some extent, but then it stopped seeing a thing. I thought they had the neural. Apparently not. Ooh. Yeah, so they didn't have the credits. We probably should have kept. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we shouldn't have paid that 6 credits to draw cards. It's a bit too expensive. At this point, we should play daily cast. Now it's gonna take a while. We actually probably should play another class act. It's cheaper than first responders. Yeah, we can actually even like credit cutting it out. We just click for credit. You have to slam centrals. We're running out of money. We're running the snare that excuse me, that was a while ago. Yes. Yeah, that's the Maryland. We didn't trash it. We're at 6, so we just need to find another agenda. So they don't have a biotic, and we can check just about anything. This prevents any damage. So, like, wow, nothing matters. Oh, I thought it was a hunter. It's not a hunter. This couldn't be snare. We're just going to go ahead and run it. 3 credits is largely enough for anything they res for 3 credits. So we'll run server 4. It's honestly probably worth trashing this Maryland campaign. It's a 3 below overrider. Okay. That's the 3rd one. I don't think we had to trash that actually. Leave no trace, or technical writer. The problem is we're gonna struggle to win. Just gonna have to find an agenda. We're gonna run HQ. Their hand size is a bigger problem than ours, I think. So what's the agenda density? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So yeah, I think it's 3 foods, 3 show forces, 3 self-destruct chips. Archive memories for hedge fund. So 2 clicks for 4 credits. Could be worse. And now there's only 3 cards in hand. We know one of them's a neural. And they only have 8 cards left in R&D. And so we're assuming that there is 3 more agendas. Neural. We knew that. Let's see what they got. So there's a Hagen, the Ichibi saw, Fairchild 3, and the Satyr Adaptive Barrier. I need a bulletproof R&D like this on a game I haven't lost one day. All right. Yo, Chris, what's up? Staying up super late. I finally caught a live stream. Howdy, all from the UK. Yo, cheers. Glad you can make it. Sorry it's so late for you. Okay, so now that we're going to interact with traps, we just have to make sure. They also could like biotic out their self-destruct chips. So in theory, excuse me, this might be an issue. So we have to slime HQ this turn. We're going to take the money in case that we have to pay for snare here. I think there's one last snare in the deck. Oh, this we have to actually break. We can't use Amakua. There you go. Kasi String did it. Oh man, that's such a bummer. Like there's so many cards that nobody plays because of very limited edge case uses that absolutely just kind of dump all over certain deck archetypes. Like as long as we keep money, they have no way of killing us with, I guess, well, they could get through the recon drone, but like the first responders means so many of the combos are off. Honestly, they could have done it with a biotic labor. They could have done it. They were one credit short of doing it, and we didn't draw these cards just yet. I forgot they were in our deck. If I knew they were in our deck, we would have drawn a bit harder because they have a huge impact on the game. Nothing else really mattered, and we saw everything else because we bought them through our deck. We actually drew every card in our deck, if I'm not mistaken. I think we bought them the money accident. Hey, cheers! Recon Drone is a decent and an as Aesop deck. I honestly don't think it is. Like, it really isn't it? So what does this card do? You pay money, you to install it, or it's free sometimes with as. Sometimes you draw cards because it's hardware and you pawn it, and you prevent X damage from a card being accessed, right? So like already in faction, you could play, if you want, you could play Caldera, which is incredibly expensive. But like how many matchups does this matter in? Like preventing damage from a card being accessed, not during a run. If this was during a run, it'd be a very big different deal. If this is from a card being accessed, like how many options are there? You can't prevent Obokata. You could prevent, what's it called? The Wayland Agenda City Works project, and then Junebug traps, and those sort of advanceable traps, which there are 2 of in the deck. Like it's so low. Oh, in theory, also you could prevent the 1 damage from Prysac, but that's usually not the point of why Prysac is good. I don't know. It's that like argument that this is good in an Aesop's deck just because you can pawn it, which like everything's good in an Aesop's deck, right? Like I'd rather play Flip Switch. Fetal? Yeah, you're right. Fetal. Fetal, you could do it. But an as Aesop deck is an easy mark, baby. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Every card should be celebrated. Like fucking, this is a 1 credit card. Brain Cage is bad in a pawn shop deck for reasons. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just hardware I'd be more excited to play that I don't normally play in an as pawn shop deck. Like Flip Switch is really fun. Flip Switch is very fun. And you saw it at Worlds. Did pretty good. Take that, Anansi. All right, let's build a deck. It's been a while since we built something. I want to build something that's kind of silly. Sorry, I'm just opening this in another window. We'll get there in a second. My decks? I wonder if I still have deck slots. I think I might be getting close to the end. Okay, here we go. So what's cool, I kind of wanted to build a Spark deck, and I think so much of it has just been the idea that Malia Zaloka looks like a lot of fun. So we can build something that's Malia Zaloka-like, and we can play with all the advertisements, because there's a whole bunch of new advertisements that we probably haven't touched, because Spark just always in the competitive season looks like a worse CTM, and I think that's largely the case. It is probably a worse CTM. Also, is Ad Blitz any good? Probably not, but we could try it. It seems fun. Let's give it a shot. We are going to play asset spam, so we'll upset some people for sure. So Spark Agency 4515. Yo, Pat, how's it going, bud? We never talked about Worlds. How was it? Did you do side events? How's the draft? Yeah, we had Marc-Andre from our meta played in the Netrunner draft, one of the Netrunner draft side events, and I'm not exactly sure how the structure works, but the dude drafted Tablet Asa. He had Asa fully operational, tour guides, Lakshmi Smart Fabrics, Maryland. Like he had everything. At this point, CTM is jank. No. CTM came second at Worlds. Still really good. It's not well represented, and I'm surprised it did that well. And so much of that play was just aggressively scoring agendas, which is cool. I've been enjoying tiered subscription, underrated card. Which one is that? Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't like cards that give the opposition a choice, but like, yeah, on a turn 1 res for cheap, it's pretty good. Like, obviously people compare this with things like Pad Campaign, right? Like you could res a Pad Campaign, It gives you, you spend 1 credit. This actually is credit positive, and you can pre-res it to stop them from running. But it gives the opposition a choice. And I feel like in this sort of matchup, it's like hard. You have to force them to run to get value from this, which obviously we have other assets that can do it. But yeah, this is a 3 of, right? Yo, Flash, how's it going? Good morning, folks. Thanks, Andre, for some great commentary of Worlds and the rest of the Nisa team. Yo, cheers. Thank you. Vincent, it's an ad, bro? Yeah, totally. It's an ad. It's an ad. I get it. I actually had this in like our bad Gagarin ad blitz deck at some point. It's an ad. Pat says, I did 1 draft. It was a great time. First online draft. Would do it again. Yo, how do they do it? Like, how does it work? Is it snake draft? You get 3 of copies, right? Like, it's not per copy draft. Okay, how do you do this? T advertisement? That did not look like it works. Syntax? No. How do you search for advertisements? If you're going to do asset spam Spark, they're going to run unless they want to let you make billions. Yes. This is true. It's not that much harder to deal with. It's worse against Freedom. I hope we don't play against Freedom. S for subtypes? Thank you. S. Is there only that many advertisement assets? Is that correct? Wait, really? I thought it'd be twice that. Oh, Maryland, yes. Okay, I'm just gonna do all of them. Oh, wall-to-wall counts. Not too bad. Pat says mine wasn't Snake. It was a StimHack cube done through Meteor. Okay, cool. Lost an HP. Okay, Pnoy, what's up? Yeah, there is. Now, it looks like we're not current card pool. There you go. So that should tune it down a bit. Okay, so let's get some ads in here. So we're Spark Agency. So upgrades are going to be a really big deal too. It's easy to get res out of those. There's only 1 upgrade. Are you serious? Fuck. I've been looking at NetMech cards too much. There's a bunch of ads. So 45-15, the first time each turn you res an advertisement, the runner loses a credit. So that's every turn. So you can do it on the runner's turn, you can do it on the corp turn. So ideally we res 2 assets before the runner takes their first click. We also play Malia Zaloka, which means we can play Jeeves, which means we can play 4-2 agendas and never advance bluff them. That sounds like a plan. So let's start there. We'll play 3 Maryland. I'll copy paste that away. We'll get Malia Zaloka, which has been really cool to watch, because basically any economy asset they play turn 1 is generally not virtual, and then we can blank it, and then they're in that crush situation. Pop up windows and ad. Yeah, we haven't looked at ice. There's a fair bunch of ice ads, but like we got to make sure that we don't only play ice ads, because firstly we can't control when we res them too well, and in theory some people do play things like that unres re-res cards, like there's an HP one, but we'll see if that's good enough. CPC generator, the first time the runner spends a click to gain a credit. This seems even worse than tiered subscription. It seems a lot worse actually. CSR campaign, that's actually pretty good. We can run 1 and 2 of these. Draw some things to spam. Launch campaign is fine. Pad campaign is definitely playable. Product placement is sick, especially because you can res it for free and then make sure those credits fly. And CSR campaign is basically a wall-to-wall, right? Stalmac Cube sounds unhealthy. Not a Spark card, but if you've been winning with Liberty... Oh, you've been winning with Lady Liberty and Spark. I actually like that a fair bit. Chris asks, is there a good resource to learn more about the basics, like some core updated only deck lists? Talking through the economics of these ad cards. I don't get debating 1 credit gain loss in a whole card. Ooh, cool question. Yeah, in terms of like where to get started, there's like learn to play guides. If it comes to like understanding the game in like a more... and kind of in a more like at the end of the day, a lot of this game is about efficiency. StimHack has a whole bunch of articles. There's like classic articles that will go through some of this stuff, but a lot of these articles are pretty old, admittedly. So sometimes the things that they're talking about and the board states are talking about might not be relevant. Now, yeah, I honestly don't know what to recommend for that. In terms of deck list though, core updated only deck list, there's a fair few. There's a bunch. Oh, what is it called? Crow, Project Crow, I think is a list of cards. I think, oh, who else made some cards? There's a couple players that will put together like certain deck lists that they swear are like good to play against each other, just from like core, updated core only deck lists. Shit, somebody made a couple good of them. Hold on, chat will get you in a second, hopefully. Stimac also has some new articles, hoping there's a trend that continues. The new Stimac articles have been really great. They really have been very good, and I love Stimac articles. I wish they showed up way more often. We'll ask chat. Oh hey, it's Spark. No wonder it's called there. Yo, Parallel, what up? Yo, Dumbrick, Technico. Yo, congrats, Dumbrick. Technico is a mean card for some runners. It's not an ad, is it? I don't think so. CPC is pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Technically, Dumbrick, you need to tell Andre about why Ad Blitz isn't a bad card. Oh, I know, but it's just not this. It's in a different format. Noise says I really like Spark, but I never managed to make it strong. The thing is, like, there's just stronger things to do. Generally, if you're talking about assets, it's the fun ability though. It's just a bit annoying online because you have to be like, wait, stop. I have another thing. Chris says I've been watching a while, but a lot of these deck building and in-game plays over 1 or 2 credits here or there seem important, but I don't know how to come. I don't see how to come out of it well. Okay, hold on 1 second. But a lot of these deck building and in-game plays over 1 or 2 credits here or there seems important. So yeah, 1 or 2 credits here or there like might not seem important, but like there's a fair few Netrunner games that will actually come to that 1 or 2 credit difference. Like you see it all the time. If you watch Worlds this weekend, hopefully it's understandable for maybe someone who's newer to the game, but there's a lot of games where like 1 or 2 credits, 1 to 2 clicks will mean the difference. And that's because when you have players of the same skill level that are trying to just basically trying their hardest to win, like it'll come that close. When I'm talking about things like tiered subscription, it's more about comparing what this card slot does versus another card slot. So like, let's talk about this. This is a good example. Tiered subscription, you can res for free. So that's good. It's very little cost besides the deck slot, and the deck slot is a very important cost in most decks. 3 trash cost, it's not bad. And the first time each turn a run begins, gain a credit. Okay, so if the runner runs every turn, this will give you at most a credit. So a credit every turn is pretty good. Now I'm comparing it to Pad Campaign, which also gives you credit every turn, but without any other additional clauses, so it's more reliable. Now the thing about Pad Campaign is you res it for 2 on your first turn, you get 1 credit back, so you only end up paying 1 credit for this, which means it'll take you a couple turns before it actually pays out. Now it doesn't mean these cards are totally equal, because tiered subscription actually in a large way could exist as a reason for runners not to run, which is something as a corp you can capitalize on if you put agendas on the table. So it's a bit different. But the idea is like just comparing this at face value. I just think like tiered subscription gives you credits immediately, but not always fires. Well, I don't know. You see those sort of comparisons with very similar cards like Adonis Campaign, which the first turn you res it, you lose a credit, and then the turns after that, you start making money. And then a lot of people won't play this card, but will instead play Maryland Campaign, which the first turn you res it, you don't lose any money. It's credit neutral, but then you'll gain, you basically don't lose money getting this thing operational. This card also has a really strong effect that it's like hard to destroy, and the shuffling R&Ds actually can be relevant for certain decks, but yeah, the click and credit per efficiency per is actually very important in this game. The trick is, Chris, that Spark is not subtle. The whole strat is to res as many as possible to decrease their credits. Yes. Yeah, Spark Agency 2, their ability is it's offensive, right? Like the idea is we want to keep their credits down. So we're actually going to fight for every single credit if we can. And a big reason for that is also breakpoints. Like, right? Like Spark Agency, turn 1, we start the game. The runner starts with 5 credits, right? So in theory, on our turn, we want to res an ad. And that's why things like tiered subscription might be better than Pad Campaign, because we res it for nothing, and now the runner is now on 4 credits. Then their turn starts, and there's a paid ability window before they take their first click. Maybe then we res a Pad Campaign or a product placement. So now they're on 3 credits. And that's a really big deal, because a lot of people will open their turn with something like Sure Gamble. And they can't do that. They have to click up. So keeping their money down is incredibly important because you need money to make money. A good opening for the runner would be something like Dirty Laundry. And that is, you know, it's going to be a problem for us. But that's kind of the idea. Yo, Tatagi, what up? That's going well. Thank you. Building some spark. See how it goes. Brick says, Ad Blitz plus Traffic Analyzer play Are You Bad Tech pop-up is not something that I recommend anyone do. Ad Blitz plus Traffic Analyzer. What the heck is Traffic Analyzer? Oh boy, yeah, I don't like this card. It's not an ad. When you res a piece of ice protecting the server, trace 2, successful corp gains 1. Oh, it's protecting the server though. That's stupid. This should have been any server. Whatever. Red Sand cycle me, right? Just because I'm not an ad doesn't mean you shouldn't play. Technical still taxes like a spark trigger. So Technical we actually saw at Worlds to some extent. It's a unique card, so there's a cost of putting more than 1 in your deck. And the install cost of each program, piece of hardware, and virtual resources increased by 1. That can be a really big deal. And then we also can gain money from it. Yeah, we'll play it. You don't play 2, do you? Is this that necessary? Yeah, divert power is honestly something that's been considered. I've seen in Spark decks, just because there's so much zero cost stuff to res and re-res. It's not absurd, but the problem is like the value you get from that is like resing a Hydra or something that like honestly the face check is a lot of times better than the economy spent to res it. I don't know. 2 means you see it earlier. Rob says technical super. Okay. Yeah, see, yeah, what up, Sads? All zero cost plus 3 Hydra. I'd rather Hydra be a surprise. I really hate pre-resing a Hydra, even if it's for free. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Mushin Advance, what up? Needs Mumba Temples, probably? Yeah, I think we can get away with Mumba Temples. We got to make sure our ad density is good, though. For influence, a cheeky Econ Warfare can be nice in Spark. Afshar is a decent tax card. Yeah, we still don't know what our win condition is, and I'd actually rather play a win condition that's similar to TF34's deck from Worlds, where we have hard-hitting news. Maybe we don't need Econ Warfare because we're Spark, and then we have like that Market Forces and Psychographics win con. I think that would be fun. Yo, Peori, I hope that's right. Haven't played ANR in a year, and now YouTube decides to recommend this. All right, let's see what's up. Yo, welcome. Oh, man, you're in for a good time. Worlds was just last weekend. We had 300 players. There's a lot of new cards. It's been really good. The algorithm is guiding me towards ads. You've already got the 15 assets. Yeah, it's easy for us to put the temple in. Hold on one second. Yo, Frank, what up? If you install like 20 pop-up windows in front of the traffic analyzer, yeah, but you got to pay for the install cost, right? Little on the res cost. I've never found divert power to be good. It just makes you not focus on trying to win by trying to win. Yeah, it could be good in like combo decks. You need like Surratt City Grid or something weird. It's the second image. Second time I saw the image of traffic analyzer today. Weird. I think Technicos are in faction. Mali is a Loka. That's fair. Got to score up behind Toll Booth and stuff. Hope it doesn't get hippoed. Yes. Not just overwrite the existing pop up. Oh, you could. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, that seems really silly. That's really funny. You trash on each install, it's like the product placement combo. Okay, cool. Only it's like 10 pieces. Yeah, I get it. We can do it though. Kind of like the AdBlitz AAL combo from Ocarina that got rebranding team banned. Yeah, it's much harder for us to do that though. Because not all our assets are ads. We'd have to play like, I don't actually remember how the combo works. A lot of that stuff got banned. Caesar's Exchange route is weaker, but also more fun. Yeah, Caesar's Exchange is also pretty reasonable, but then our agenda suite matters. Let's talk about our agenda suite, actually. Bologna seems like a big deal because it is defensive, and we're going to care about goofing with the runner's money, so that's kind of nice. We actually might want to play AR Enhanced Security just to give ourselves a bit more teeth. I don't know at that point whether our assets are just untrashable. If our assets are untrashable, our Spark Agency ability isn't that relevant, is it? But this could be fine. It's bad against Lilo. There's a lot of agendas. I don't know. Maybe we just like jam Beals. Oh, my contact lens is goofing up. Maybe an urban renewal. That's going far off of the. Yeah, that's a bit different. I don't know how we can win off of that. Yeah, I don't think rebranding is worth it in Spark because the only thing it paints is right now is Mumba and Malia and Jeeves, I guess. But we could, in theory, change like to get more cards in there that matter. So I don't know. Beal is a thing. What does TF34's deck list look like? Oh yeah, it is remastered another degree mill. Do we play AR? I think we do play AR. Are you considering food? I don't know. I feel like Bologna is so good that you don't want to play food. I think Bologna is just that good. We could play more one pointer. So we could play like AR Enhanced Security, and then if we're playing AR Enhanced Security 3 of, we could consider playing, I don't know, one remastered is probably good enough because we have Beal and AR, and then we could start playing what's her name, the teacher, what's her name, the asset that bounces things. ARs is good. Yeah, ARs looks really good. Economic Warfare pretty good if you're going to hard hit it. Yeah, we could play Economic Warfare. I think that would be fine. Also because we have AR Enhanced Security, I'm pretty sure we want to play Lady Liberty. Amani Sinai, thank you. I never remember her name. Amani Sinai seems good. So we're at 25 assets. That's probably too many. Consider NAPD Cordon. I think we want to never advance though. I don't think the Cordon's really that good. And anyways, if we wanted to do that, like we could just play sync rerouting, which actually is like probably fine in this matchup. Pay 4 cards or ticket tag. Good enough. I think Bologna is super good for being a 3 in yellow, but that doesn't make it better than food. It could. It really could if we want to like, you know, do this thing. So we need Psycho. We're gonna have to cut some stuff for sure. Psychographics and then market forces. And then we're at 45. I would consider reversed accounts. Reversed accounts is actually interesting, right? Yeah, reversed accounts isn't bad. We have Jeeves clicks if we want to. We need ice. Yeah, you didn't see worlds? You can play iceless. It's good. And we want to get some spice in here too. Okay, let's just get this down to advertisement. I think it was S, right, chat? Okay, advertisements, not a lot of options. Special offer, I honestly don't love in an ice light deck too much. Like, you gain 4 credits from this, the runner loses 1. That's okay, I guess. Sometimes the advertisement doesn't fire because you've already read something. I don't know. Pop-up window seems good. Congratulations also doesn't seem amazing. I watched the World's Final and maybe Ice is passe. It might just be. Amani is anti-synergistic with Liberty? No, that's true, but I think scoring an ARES and then this into this is such a big deal. Also, do we play Daily Business Show? Are we just building? No. Okay. Okay, so that's all the advertisements are going to play. Congratulations. It helps the runner. We don't want to do that in special offer. I don't know. Let's talk about other things we can play. Okay, what's a fun ice? We saw a wraparound be okay. That's good. Tour guys, 2 influence seems good. Yeah, tour guys seems pretty good. What else is cool? A free lunch is like kind of fun, I guess. Doesn't really do much. Toll booth is classic. Yeah, toll booth is cool. We don't have. We could actually do Data Raven. Data Raven looks all right. I think we have a problem if they go tag me, but do we ever play free lunch? Congratulations is super pop up? No, it isn't. Congratulations is not super pop up. It's worse than pop up. It costs money, and then the runner gains money. Endless Eula, yeah, Endless Eula is not bad. Endless Eula is fine. What's the new Sentry? F2P? F2P is okay. F2P is like not bad, especially if you have hard end the runs. This can be annoying. Do you know what actually might we want to play? Jua I think is fine. It doesn't end the run, so we can't score behind it. I don't know how much of this stuff we're going to protect of our assets. Yeah, I think Toll Booth is fair. I think we do want to play a Toll Booth. At this point also we probably want to play Enigmas. Pop-up windows is really strange, right? Like we oh man. Yeah, Jua, I think Jua is nice. Jua like goofs with their economy, which is really fun. Can we ever make the runner be tagged though? Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know. Afshar is good. Afshar is okay. Data Ward is not going to be easy to tag them. And if they're not tagged, this is just 6 credits for a 3 credit tax that requires no breaker. It's not very good. It's better than other factions or if we play Data Raven. Okay, so how much ice do we have? 531. We're at 542, so we can cut some ice, right? But I think the assets are a big problem. CSR campaign. Okay, that gets cut. We need to cut a couple cards here. Teach subscription. Technical pad campaign. Mumba Temple, Maryland, Malia, Lady, Liberty Jeeves, Amani Sanai. Ooh, DNA tracker. Ooh, fuck, yeah, that's good. Yeah, Econ Warfare is probably necessary actually for us to win. I think we need this as a win con. Either that or dedication ceremony, but then we don't have enough. Like we have to play reversed accounts. I don't think we have anything else that works in faction. So that's probably necessary for a game plan, economic warfare. And then we can kind of click lock them down. That means we have to play much fewer tour guides. Maybe 1 is good enough. I don't know. You could grab a Fairchild 3. Yeah, Fairchild 3 is okay. Fairchild 3 is like not bad. Cut Mumba Temple. I think Mumba Temple's pretty good. We have to cut something though. We have to cut 6 somethings. So the ice suite is really weird because not a lot of it ends the run. Like these pop-up windows aren't Enigma. So like it's hard for us to protect things in remotes. So like these pop-up windows are better for centrals. Slot Machine isn't an advertisement, is it? It seems like a card that could have been. No, it's not. Technicode 1? I want to see what Technicode does. So I want to play actually more than 1. This is the awkward time where like the tiered subscriptions get cut, but we can't do that. We need all these upgrades or advertisements, excuse me. This seems fine. This seems good. Jeeves seems good. Like we have ways to get Jeeves value. I wish we had more end the runs. Like the pop-up windows just doesn't work well with this. Maybe chiefly. You can not double up on uniques and lose a technical on Amani. I think losing an Amani is totally fair. We could even lose all the Amanis if we really wanted to. We have 1 influence left as well. What's like really annoying for 1 influence? Are there cool HP upgrades? Helheim servers. No thanks. Oh, Ryan Knight was the name we couldn't think of. Eli, if you want to influence left over. I feel like in faction, we'd rather play IP block than Eli. I think, at least. Technical is a quintessential give the runner a choice card, but it's not even an ad. Well, it doesn't really give the runner a choice. There's no choices. Is there? Cut Molly, add drafter. Molly is so bad. Yeah, we have Psycho America Forces as tag punishment. Just add 2 agendas and play 56-59? Just add 1 3-pointer, we're good to go. No, I don't think we want to do that. We have to cut something. Lady Liberty probably can get cut. It seems kind of expensive. Oh, it's really good with ARES though. Let's see what this draw's like. Okay, like we want to see how many ads we got on turn 1. Okay, so this is our turn 1 hand. Sick, we keep this. Oh my god, this is disgusting. So we would do, I don't know, tier subscription and remote. We'd res it. Then we do pad campaign in the remote. And if they click for credit, we'd res the pad campaign. Then they're screwed whatever they do, besides diversion of funds. From here, jam this into remote, put the product placement in it, put this on central, res the product placement. Okay, we robbed them 3 credits. Oh, draw once, install technical, install money, res technical. Great. Draw for an agenda, got it. Draw, install, and if they run economic, that's a really good hand. To play 2 Malia, it's actually not that simple because of Jeeves. We actually need to play 6 HP cards. But I really want 3 of Malia because it seems like the most fun Netrunner card. So these Juas don't end the run. Easy to get a good hand in a 54 card deck with only 20 agenda points. That's true. We drew new agendas though. If we drew 1 agenda, we would have been fine there. Okay, this opening hand, we could keep this. Tiered subscription, Maryland, Amani, great. Great. Fantastic. This deck's great. Drop a Maryland, add a Gatekeeper to fill your influence. I don't think we get much from the Gatekeeper though. Gatekeeper has to be 3 influence though, no? No, it's not. I want Malia on turn 1 is the most important thing to me. It's the most important thing by like a mile. Okay, so this is uncuttable. This is uncuttable. 22 assets looks suspicious. Single tour guide is probably not the best way to use influence here. I feel like this mix of 1-pointers and 3-pointers doing a C EOI may be fitting. Seems like a better plan than HHN Psycho. C EOI is it's attached to Bologna. I think you're right that we could drop maybe a Market Forces and play EOI. I think that could be interesting. Afshar? We can't. We don't have influence. Okay. I don't know if that's better or not. Jura requires an answer. Jura is cool. Okay, though, we have to cut cards. I think we're cutting Amani. Okay. Gotta cut 4 more. Still got a lot of work to do. Maryland campaign, Mamba Temple, Pad campaign, Technical, tiered subscription. Can't cut any of that. I like 1x Spiderweb right now. Tells me Boomerang to get lost. I think there's other ways to do that in faction. I think there are. I don't know what they are. Cut 1 Technico? It's a shame. We probably do. Like, this is where we start to end up cutting like things that are interesting. Why 3Gs? That's actually a good point. We don't need 3Gs. We really don't. That is a really good point. In fact, we could probably get away with no Jeeves in this deck. I don't even think we'd use Jeeves. There's only 1-4-2. Yeah, but Jeeves lets you. Well, that was easy. Oh, almost there. Dropping some pop-up windows for better ice seems correct. Yeah, I don't think the pop-up windows work well with our game plan. They just work with Spark Agency, which is the problem. What is that operation that lets you de-res cards? That's probably bad. It's divert power. Okay, how good is this? Cheese value is so worth it. You're right. It seems like a must trash, and it gives us options. Divert power. De-res any number of cards. You may res a card lower than res the cost by 3 for each card you de-res this way. Divert power is not good. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Fucking hell. Jeeves. 53 cards. Okay, we'll just add 1 agenda. We'll add a 3-point agenda. We build a competitive deck. Okay, what's this draw like? Opening hand. Probably would mulligan that. This is what we want. So we can do install Malia, install Pad campaign, install Beal. Hope for the best. Make it a food to use your influence. Food doesn't do anything. Food is a 2-pointer, so if they steal blown, it doesn't matter. And this is technically defensive, and Jua helps it. I don't actually know if food is worth the influence. I think the Mamba temples have to go. Okay, well, that does thin the deck down. We have to only cut 1 card. Yeah, that seems fine. It like easily is a Technico, but I want to see how good that card is or how bad that card is. I just want to see that card do something. 1 Crisium? Yeah, Crisium is interesting. It looks like a product placement. It's just slots at this point. Maybe we can cut a Market Forces. 2x Jeeves? Yeah, fine. 2x Jeeves is fine. Yeah, that seems reasonable. 1 influence. Could we spend 1 influence? Is there like 1 card we can swap for a better version that costs influence in faction? Let's look. Assets. We could play Calvin Bailey. It's not the worst. Go 2-tiered. I like the Christmas suggestion. 2 Ds should be enough. Yeah, a tiered subscription though is just like we need advertisements on turn 1. Like we just need as many ads. Like our ad count is actually really weak. Like there's a reason why we wouldn't play this in Spark Agency. We'd lose 2 influence and play this in CTM. So no, our ad counter is actually pretty low. Economic warfare in CTM is probably super unexpected. People don't do that. Right? Like we have this as an ad, this is an ad, this is a recurring ad, and then product placement. Like we have very few ads. Thimble Rick so you can move your toll booth? Honestly, I like that. But what do we play 1 fewer of? Jua? No. This doesn't work. Can't see the deck. Oh, that's a very good point, Willen. Psychographics would be better than Market Forces or even go to the C-Source Close Accounts Exchange route. Yeah, it's just more slots at this point. Calvin Bailey should be the CSR campaign. That is true. It's an ad. It is an ad. Yeah, that's the issue right now. It's advertisements. Like, I don't think we have enough. Why drop 1 pop-up for the Thimble? Yo, Daniel, what's up? It's just I want as many ads as possible, but I think this deck would be way better served with not a pop-up window with the Thimble. I just want ads. Drop a wraparound for Thimble. This is probably better. I don't know. Give us ads. What are the ads? What are all the ads? Show me all the ads. It's only these. Oh, sorry. That probably sounded like ass. Can we get a wall-to-wall in there? Drop Afshar, add a wall-to-wall. Draw a card, gain a credit. Then play an Enigma. If you had more ice, Sandberg makes sense. Sandberg actually I don't think makes sense. Like this is 0 strength. Dude, it doesn't matter. It's just a tell booth. I think we need an Enigma in here and we could maybe play wall-to-wall. It's an ad, y'all. Launch campaign is fine. Yeah, launch campaign is not bad. It's just like what, 1 to trash. Like that seems like an issue. 2 to trash, excuse me. At least it's credit positive. Now, okay, we'll go back. We'll go back. We want to use all our influence. We got a deck list. It's legal. It's legal. It's legal. Okay. So can we tempo them out fast enough without CTMs? Can we? This isn't enough ice. Yo, what up? It could be. I don't have a clever name. I don't know. Spark. I'm just gonna write Spark. Please don't judge me. It's late. I have to think of a clever name on the spot. I'm not gonna do that. You're running it. Yeah, I really don't think pop-ups, excuse me, work well with our strat. That's a good idea. Like if we could res them whenever we wanted, obviously a huge difference. Judged but not hated. Thank you. Leaving an influence on spin keeps them guessing. If anyone gets to the point where they actually can count 14 of our influence, we've probably lost the game. Building has a haircut. That's a nice name. That's true. Dang it, Andre. What about a funny name? The necklace is DOA. I believe in it still. Advertisements. Oh, shit. That's good. That's good stoppable. All lowercase, of course. Is that actually going to update? Maybe. Ooh, Engram Flesh is only 1 influence. Engram Flesh honestly is fine. I think Engram Flesh is a good call. That's perfect. Feels good, man. Yeah, that actually felt good. Oh, Eons is in watching the stream. Okay, Dirty Laundry, I think turn 1's the nuts for them. When we lose a few games, it gets salty. It could be advertisements. Oh, ooh, Max. Okay. That's hard. Opening hand, we mulligan this. That hours. So they're gonna have like Wanton, I think. We'll see how aggressive it is as a max deck. It could be like Angola Spooned type thing. It's amazing. It's rad advertisements. Oh no, we're entering pun territory. I get wildly uncomfortable in pun territory. Okay, we got it. So I think we just jam 3. This will stop them from running, right? Okay, so they're down to 4. We're gonna snap trigger the Malia as soon as possible. Full capitalism this morning. Need money to eat money. Armitage, paperclip. Looks like an apocalypse deck with Armitage. We can blank Armitage with Malia. It's not that good. I'm so tense. Gotta click this quickly. So they can't play Gamble. They obviously can't play Liberated. There's a Dirty Laundry. Server 2. Let's go. Okay, that's fine. They can't trash it, but they'll be scared. I told you, Dirty Laundry, click 1. That's the best they could possibly get. That's an econ card that they can play on 4. Yeah, slot machine is like kind of like pop-up window. It's kind of a tax so it doesn't end the run. But like this sort of list, like if you saw how Toby played on the weekend, you just want to end the runs and push the remote. Like it's hard to tax essentials. Be sure over to hover indicate action. That's actually way smarter. Oh, piss and shit. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, we have bad publicity. If they play it second, we're gonna be in a really bad spot. I think we can take bad publicity because we're gonna score the AR. I don't think so. I think we have to score at the AR. Obviously, like you're right, the bad publicity will go very far, but if we score the AR, it undoes most of that damage. Maybe you're right. Maybe we could have slow rolled it. But this seems like such a strong play. Don't you mean odd beans? Rip. Right, like their economy's gonna struggle with it. Femme Fatale Amakua, okay. Amakua, so Femme Fatale means that they do have a whatever it's called, retrieval run. So icing of archives is something you could do, even just at pop-up window. But now it's a lot harder. Somalia, oh, Stargate, okay. Stargate fires off of AR, right? Yeah, sick. Okay. Hard-hitting news, pop-up window, Bologna. I think they have to hit the hard-hitting news here. Where the Ags Beans bugs? I don't know. They didn't hit the hard-hitting news. They have a tag. Yeah, it's hard to do branding. The branding for this channel is just the free font. I don't even know if I own it. Okay, so hard-hitting news, pop-up window, Bellona. So we want to ice up centrals. We could hard-hitting news. It'd be all our money, but we can usually recover from that. We could do double pop-up window actually on R&D. That would probably be the most impactful, but I just don't want to lose this thing on HQ. So I think we're just, because this is safe here in HQ, I think we're just going to do credit hard-hitting news. Now at this point, this thing is offline, so this doesn't matter. This is where having something that actually ends a run here. And Juo would be sick. We know the top card of our deck coming up. It is pop-up window. So they're just clicking 3. So we're not going to draw into market forces. Want a Metro Grid branded beans. Make a killing? Yeah, making a killing in beans doesn't happen in the same sentence. Beans are surprisingly affordable. It's probably for the best. So I don't know what resource they would probably play yet. They lost another Mining X and they lost a Moshing. They don't have Bologna credits. They're thinking here. Now, we could be a kill deck. It could look like it. They're running archives. Just going to steal the Bologna. It's a lot easier with the bad publicity. So now in theory, we are threatening exchange of information. Not really, but in theory. Yo, you can use Pad Campaign if we res it to take away their bad publicity. How wild would that be? And we can score behind a paperclip. I mean, behind a wraparound. The paperclip is a bit expensive. So this is safe barring Wanton. So we actually probably have to ice up HQ. Yeah, there you go. They have Wanton. So like we need ice up HQ. Otherwise blown in the bin's gonna be an issue. Oh, undo click. Whoops. Whoops. That's bad. They've stopped stream at the start. So they may have seen the list. Yeah, they probably know the list. They lost the credit anyways. I res this before they ran, which actually I should have just take the credit loss there. Yeah, I think so. So this is a fresh Stargate. So let's see the top three. So they can control any of the punishment. Pad, Technico, Pad. Okay. Technico probably matters the least. Take 2 credit back for Pad. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did forget about that. Took another tag. They're on 6. They're not untagging. It would be nice. Yeah, this normally doesn't happen. That's okay. I understand. Like psychographics would be nice. Clicking for credit. Okay. So it's got rid of an ice carver. That's digital. So I think we're gonna have to put the wraparound here, or we could just pile enough pop-up windows. But again, we're gonna lose to Wanton. So I think we're just gonna draw once. That's probably actually a mistake because of so we probably should res this. They can't dirty laundry. Probably should res that on our turn. The only thing we can res here is a pop-up window. That actually is a mistake, I think, because we can't res the wraparound. I was not thinking Armitage. Oh, we're gonna blank that Armitage, right? Oh no, we're just gonna trash it. Jew is interesting. It returns the Stargate. Oh, I have to click for credit. Okay. So we're doing nothing fast. We just have to probably click for credits here. A G's on the table would be nice. Nah, this is really clumsy. Yeah, if the pad campaigns live, we're in an okay spot. We lost a turning wheel and a street peddler. They've set. Oh, I didn't realize this was a max 100 card deck. Oh, I didn't realize we actually don't have to play around to anything because the chance of them getting anything is a problem. Just returns the Armitage. Yeah, after we trash the Armitage because it returns the Stargate. I didn't realize they were a 100 card max deck. I'm a huge fan of this sort of deck, but that means like we don't have to play around Wanton as heavily as we might have because it looked like a destructive max deck. There's a retrieval run we talked about, so Fem's going to come down. Fem doesn't really have a good target here. Oh, it does actually. It bypasses, so it's going to bypass this wraparound. So it's a 1 credit tax, but at least they don't have to get her out their what's the thing? Their paperclip. We can also not res this, and now they deal with Jua way poorly, so they can trash that. That's a good trash. So Jew is, we can return the Fem to hand, which would be a problem for them. Okay. All right. We're going to have to claw, tooth, and nail. There's a Technico. Oh, no. That's not going to matter, is it? This is going to be slow. We don't have any card draw. We have no ice. This is why like Enigma and stuff is good. Like we have no ice for a remote server. They can't trash this. And if they click for credit and run it, we can res it. And we want to res it before they run. Running archives. Not sure why. Oh, yeah, we'll take a bad publicity. Oh, that's brutally bad. They actually found the second one. The third one's in the heap. That's so bad for us. 4 credit, 2 click to trash Technico? I'm not sure I follow, Giles. They trashed this one for free now. Too bad publicity. It's going to be a really big deal. Oh, we do have this. This is good. How worried are we of the Stargate? Actually pretty worried. But then we have to wait for Toll Booth. Got a Cycle Beal for 11, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Ice Carver EMP. Wow, they're an EMP device. It's not a bad card. Slots, though. 100 card deck. Cycle Beal's a lot of money. Credit, action. Yeah, because they could run here. Yeah, okay. Okay. So now they can't threaten these. So they can click for credit. Now they can trash one of these at least. Taking on a tag, but we'll have no money to show for it. Score Bologna behind Jua? Yeah, we just don't have enough money to score Bologna. And they could always stim hack the Bologna. So far we've seen no stim hacks, and there has to be 3 in this list. So I don't know. Like we don't have a lot of end to run ice, which is a problem. If we just even put like a pop-up window before one of these, that might have been good. From Technico or something like that, just to slow them down. We also can't res a wraparound now, which is kind of a mistake. I don't know. They keep having dirty laundry. Okay, that's really good. They trash it for free and gain 5 credits. Or 3 credits, excuse me. Oh, they didn't trash? Wow. Wow, I'm surprised. All right, Jua. That's something. Okay, we just need to stabilize. We'll try and protect one of these. Please no Psycho Beal. Yeah, we don't have money. We don't have money. A second EMP device and a spoon. They're about they're exactly 2/3 through their deck, if I'm not mistaken. So this one goes down. The Jew would have been pretty good. Again, bouncing the Fem or the Stargate, it's their choice. So pop-up window, they still can go through it. We'll gain a credit. Oh, now they can't afford it, excuse me. So the pay and the credit loss. Yeah, Jew in front of Wrap seems nice. Actually, no, Jew in front of Wrap doesn't do anything. Right? Because they can just install their paperclip. Oh, I see what you mean. No, they can install their paperclip. Yeah, brilliant. Remastered edition. All right, we're getting there. I think we're just going to res this. Adorian paperclip. Yeah, so end the runs, that's an issue. It's like we have one wrap here, one wrap here. There are no more wrap rounds, so there's only one end the run ice in our whole deck. Oh, actually, no, we have tour guide. I think this list has a tour guide. But otherwise, there's just one DNA tracker, which actually, not DNA tracker, toll booth would actually be pretty good. So yeah, this went down, didn't do anything. They trashed it. But they have no money. Surely 2 credits is not worth their 0 credits. It's worth a click, but yeah, you're right. I don't think it is. I think we shouldn't have rezzed it. They would have checked it anyways and trashed it. I think rezzing it was a mistake. Click, click. Okay, they throw out something. Amakua comes down. Patchwork. Throwing out a Devil Charm. So Amakua is an issue. Wraparound, they just need to install their breaker. Okay, this we need to ice up. And now they're going to attract attention onto HQ, which is a problem. So we have to draw up once here. Fuck, I was going to try and draw Knopf for an agenda. Yeah, we have to hold out for the psychographics and try and Beal out. Like, we only need to get 11 credits on the Beal, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it 9? So 3 for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we have to do 11. No, do it up. So they're going to re-retrieval run that Fem. Which they can play. Again, Patchwork lets them play on low credit counts as well. There's a moshing. Draw 3, gain 3. It's pretty good. Threw out an IFAD worse, Summon Chip and Forked. IFAD worse doesn't fire. It's not damage. And this Chief is pretty good. Again, we have 2 Psychos in our deck. We also could just Psycho out and remaster. There's a re-retrieval run. But yeah, HQ is flooding up pretty bad. We're going to need another ice here and just hope that we get the Psycho. Threw out a Turning Wheel. That's wild. Okay, it's on the Fem. That's fine. Again, too bad publicity. We can't stop this from happening. We actually could put the Jew on R&D, but then HQ is so weak. Like, we have to get really lucky. If we draw into the Psycho now, we might be okay. Market Forces would be alright as well. But if they ever get, like, yeah, as soon as they start stargating us, we'll never draw into it. For what it's worth, we probably should have just installed a wraparound in front of the wraparound. Like, so they can't retrieval run their Fem that aggressively. If they hit the Psycho here, I think we could concede. Or the toll booth. Malia, Beal, Economic Warfare. Okay, so they're going to win quickly. Yeah, we don't have enough card draw. I don't think they have to run archives here. So we know we're drawing to Amalia, which is useless, and an Economic Warfare, which is also pretty bad. We take those. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have preemptive. I don't know if they need to take it. This is if able, so we can't play it for value here. Oh, we had a Jeeves. We could click 3. Nah, that's fine. I think we have to score out a Bologna. Yeah, we're gonna push the Bolo next turn. CSR, yeah. People with Stargate seem to always forget HQ. Yeah, I don't entirely blame him here, but like it's been many turns that we haven't scored anything. Like they should just run HQ here. Draw one more to get past Stargate lock, but we don't want to do that because they know what they're just gonna Stargate here, and then they'll only see 2 cards instead of 1. Like we don't want to break Stargate lock. All right. So this gets trashed. They in theory take a tag. Good. Oh, never mind. Well, they'll just Stargate us. It shouldn't matter. Yeah, no, we'll lose that tag anyways. Okay. You should. And it through. Yeah, drawing through the Stargate lock, I think that turn isn't. It's only good if you like have R&D, not like if it's safe. Because now only going to see 2 cards. Right? I think it's a Molly on top. Oh, I know. We broke lock. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, we already broke lock. Excuse me. No, you're totally right. So now they see 3 new cards because we drew once. Like, did we draw? Why did we drew? We knew the top card. Oh, that's embarrassing. There's a market forces. That probably goes down. After is actually pretty good. Because we'll put on HQ and it doesn't draw pressure. Like, it's not suspicious. Suspicious. So they don't have Bologna credits, but again, they hit any of these, we will lose. Yeah, okay, so they went all in and we didn't have the pressure. We don't have Rashida in this list. I think that's the biggest issue. Is like, where's our card draw? We don't have Rashida. How do we build this deck without putting Rashida in it? It's because we play tiered subscription. They should definitely credit up here just because of Bologna. Yeah, good game. I think HQ is the right play. Oh, that was brutal. For what it's worth, I don't think the mining accident mattered too much. And we're looking for psychographics and they're, in the bottom quarter, maybe? So I don't know how we dig up from that. That's the issue, is like at this board state, there's so few cards that could possibly dig us up because we're not jamming onto the board aggressively. And a big part of that is just like how bad our agenda suite, our ice suite is for that sort of strategy, right? Like we're playing this like the CTM deck and that's an issue. Like we have all the end runs and we had to put them on R&D. And in theory, like end runs on R&D weren't that necessary. If we had things like Slot Machine, if we had things that were slightly more taxing, that would matter. But you see why this isn't good enough. Double mining is value. Yeah, I don't know if they needed the double mining. Yeah. I think the Trap and Spark is still loaded with ads. Well, I think the Trap and Spark is playing Spark, right? Because if you're not playing ads, it's just not a relevant ability. No, in deck, yeah. 2. Honestly, I think the mining accident mattered a lot. They ran a lot without low credits and let them nullify pop-up window. I don't know. We'd have to look at it. Right, like they paid obviously 4 credits for the mining accident, and what did they ended up trashing? Like pad campaigns, which largely didn't matter. They got through 1 or 2 pad campaigns cheaply. That is totally true. Like they didn't have to play a lot of economy, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. That if it was like, you know, if they didn't go tag me and they actually had to keep our board down, like they trashed very few things, so they saved money on like, you know, the sort of stuff that the deck shouldn't struggle with, and we'd never econ more from there. I think the turn 1, if we killed the bad publicity, it obviously would have been a different game. Like I think the ARES is still the best card we have. It's better than our ability. Sorry, Judge, your Technico. No, the Technico also wouldn't have done anything. But this deck doesn't run, like you see a lot more resources in most matchups. I'll run it back. Well said, yeah. Always gotta have Roughneck Repair Squad. Oh, Roughneck is cool. Yeah, Roughneck actually is not bad for this list. It's 1 influence. It's something they have to deal with, which forces the run. We also had like a pretty good opening. Let's add Rashida. Yeah, that seems important. Rashida seems really good, but that's the issue, is now that we're taking slots of like the cards that, you know, we didn't see a product placement. I hate that we're cutting ads for this. I feel like tiered subscription is less fun than product placement. But that means putting 10 assets that just apply light economic pressure to your tech rather than a win conditions way to score. Okay, so Raketha was saying, I mean, you can get about 7 to 10 triggers in a game. You're pretty even to other IDs in terms of economic impact. I think that's so far from true, right? Like, we're talking about NBN. Like, do you know how much money, let alone clicks, CTM takes out of you? Let alone how it controls your play style? Right? Like, you have to trash multiple things in turn. You have to set up for it. Like, it's such a big deal. Like, I think in most as Spark decks, maybe you get 6 to 7 credits. I don't think that's a really big deal. Like, consider Argus, consider... this seems way below curve, I think. If you want to play ad CSR instead of Rashida, yeah, it's money too though. But yeah, maybe CSR is a consideration. Geist. Okay, this is gonna be hard. At least we have early assets. We are going to be diversion. Thanks, you too. I still comparing against. I think comparing against CTM as smart is probably not fair. No, you're totally right. It's probably not fair. But like, there's a chance that some of the other NBN abilities actually might be better at this. Like, if you play a bit more ice and then play Acme, like then you have fully operational. Like, that's a problem comparing it with the best stuff for sure. But that's the issue. Is like the deck that we're playing right now, the playstyle is very similar. Can I join and learn? Yeah, totally. Totally. Okay. Early Amalia is pretty sick against Geist if they put down their traders, let alone miss bones. And that seems fair. Oh yeah. That'll help too. I forgot to suggest that. Yeah, that'll do it. So we can pre-res the Technico. We're not playing any ads here, and actually some of these Geist decks are running. That's really funny. Are running Sure Gamble. I'm hoping that they're playing Dumb Bricks version though, but I don't think does. I think it's just Hostage. Maybe Gamble. No, I think it's Hostage Bravado. This is gonna mean something though in the matchup. I don't love pre-resing this. I thought you just cut Technico just now. Did not update? No, we cut tiered subscription. We cut tiered. EDF probably gains 12 to 15 credits in a game, but building a better world maybe 6 in a game. Hold on. Making both players poor is less effective than making yourself rich, because then the game just goes longer until the runner can win. The thing is, like, yeah, we leverage economy into a winning board state. Oh, there's a Miss Bones. Oh, it's happening. I wish we had 2 Malias. Damn it, 2 Malias. There, they can't trash it. We figured it out. We figured it out. We got no fucking money, but it doesn't matter, because spiritually we're winning this. You want to be able to ice Technico? Yeah, I believe that. Wait, what? Why didn't they lose a credit? What happened here? Oh, okay. Oh, we're just undoing. Okay. I thought we're good. Got it. Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Yeah, they ended the click. Thank you. Okay. We got it. Another one's coming. They have to go back and run this, I think. Oh, we're gonna play a second one. Oh, you know how good fucking second one is? It's sick. It's so good. Oh my lord. Oh, Ice on Technico means they need to install Breaker. Yeah, against Geist, I think it's a really big deal, but we definitely need Afshar on HQ. Makes sense. Yes, it does. Give us a hard hitting news. So what do they do? Click to 3 here? Oh man, then we can bring him down once with pad campaign. Brutality. It's, look at us struggle to convert this into a win condition. Just kidding. Welcome to hell. You click for a credit, I'm gonna res this. Let's go. Oh, and Miss Bones is gonna sweep all of them. Oh man, it's gonna be so bad. We need restores. We need Amalia all day. It's so bad. Yeah, and then I can start trashing these things. This is not good actually. Build your own daily quest. How's it going, Rongi? Yeah, we're not gonna win this one. Let me tell you. Oh, that's good. This doesn't matter because they don't actually have money. Do we actually install this? I think we should be drawing it to hard hitting news here. Jua. Oh, that's bad because they can return Miss Bones and replay it. We can't have that happen. Deck wants Mumba Temple and a better ID. Yeah, we cut the Mumba Temple. We did because of ads slots. Technico. It has to go. Yeah, Miss Bones meta is obviously a problem. We're going to lose all our money here. We did get the cool. Okay, they actually clicked for credit. Amateur mistake. I'm kidding. Lady Liberty is okay. It's not great. Rashida's good. I think we actually have to put Rashida behind an Afshari. This probably draws a boomerang. I feel like Tekko is just cheap to trash. You need ice to do anything you don't have ice. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm not a big fan of the Technico. It just hasn't done enough. Like, it's awkward when you res it and when you don't res it. Okay, now they're slowing down. That's good for us. Jewel is a liability with low bones out. Yeah, Jewel is a huge liability right now. All right, we're going to draw into multiple agendas. Oh, it's not that bad. Let's draw an ARES. Okay, so they didn't run. Credit win able is a big deal. We can probably just jam Jeeves. I mean, jam this. I think we just have to put something on HQ. Obviously, with Miss Bones, this is a huge issue. We'll just put something on HQ, just so it looks like we have something. Technical works in RP, but in Spark there's no real threat. I've seen it in RP, and I don't think it's better than some of the other must trashes, right? Like, you can't have 4 Jeeves in there, but I don't think it's that impactful. It's really good against certain matchups, right? Like anything that's running a lot of virtuals, like Anarch that's running companions, that's a bigger deal. What is this? This is an Afshar. Forgot that we were doing that. Oh, they have no money. Oh, we should have res something. There's a window there. We weren't paying attention. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I'm talking too much. We would have res while they're clicking for credits to get up to the Bravado. We would have res there for sure. Drop a Lady Liberty? I think we will, but we want to get the ARES in hand because we would have res that, yeah, if they click for credits. That's a huge mistake. Okay, we'll gotta pay more attention. Okay, pop a window is okay. It's good against inside job. I think we're just gonna score the spiel. We're gonna put on our best TF34 cosplay. Psychographics is, if we get hard hitting news, it's fine. So what's the worst card in our hand? It's probably pop-up window. It's what we want in R&D though. I feel like we're just going to go into remote. All right, at least we're getting 3 cards a turn. Miss Bones is gone, so the Jua seems a bit nicer. Undoing the Masterwork isn't that big of a deal, considering it is kind of not the worst because they draw a card on it. But let's see how it goes here. They only usually pay 1 Miss Bones. There's for a tech trader, okay. So money's okay. Oh, that's why we want the Lady Liberty. I think we just score Lady Liberty. Okay, we got a remote. We res Lady Liberty, we score ARES. Then if it's Stews for another turn, we score Bologna. We don't get 5 credits, but we don't pay. Well, we pay 5. If we rip a Beal or remastered off the top of the deck, oh my god. Okay, so they're setting up. Hopefully we can go a bit faster than them. They have spy cameras. Again, Technico is a big deal against this matchup if it does stick. Okay. Yeah, this pack campaign's doing a lot of our economy, and we can no longer threaten this ice here, but they have to respect it still. So they'll look at the top of their deck. You see the top, tech trader. Gain 2 credits, draw a card. And if this lives for a while, like the Bologna is safe in a couple places. This Jua, we'd probably just pick between the... Oh, actually at this point we can get him awkward if we pick a tech writer with credits on it, right? But they probably end up hitting this with a Kongamato or something. Abagnale. Oh, this looks like Dumbrick's list. Sick, yeah. Let's draw a remastered. Shit. We didn't do it. I think we just click for 3 here. Unfortunately, it's gonna put us on 6 points, but then we have to like jam just naked things here. Like, I don't know. If we had more things to install, I would have installed AR enhanced security on the board because they can't really trash things at this point. They do have a bit of money though. Like this is 2 credits, this is 4 credits, let alone even more. Flip switch removes the tag. That's nice. And here they can actually pressure HQ or pressure the remote if they're worried about blowing our food. Just draw better. Yeah, I'll work on it. I think I was just like way too happy with watching TF34 play this weekend. We're trying to emulate it in like the worst way possible. This economic warfare though, this will be tight. Oh man, we got it. We don't get the 5 credits, but hey, we're on 6 agenda points. They have to run everything we install. And if they steal this 1 pointer, I don't think we mind too much. They still have to figure out how to get through toll booth, which on the 3 credit tax actually might be relevant, but they can always bypass it with Epic Nail. They have to lose the 3 credits though, because the ice being encountered, not skip the encounter. Vanity Project next turn. There's a real threat. That actually is like the ice suite, you know, the Blue Sun, Lady Liberty, Vanity Project, GFI. Da Vinci grappling hook. Okay, they're off. I feel like we don't resurrect anymore. Not respecting Vanity. Huge mistake. Okay, so here we install a bunch of things. Man, this pad pan campaign's been pretty good. 3 cards, one of them's agenda. We could have installed it anywhere. I don't even know if putting it behind 2 ice is the best option. Okay, they're going to find the Jeeves. Okay. They're beginning to run. Now this powers up their Da Vinci, which is a very strong. Rashida's going to go down. That's a tag, so they probably flip switch that tag away. It makes it harder for them to contest this remote, though. Flip switch is clickless, gives them 3 credits on a card. They have all tech traders. All right, they're going for it. We can res this and still have enough money. Oh, wow. So what triggers could they run here? This actually hard end the run. And no, they can install something with Da Vinci. No, so they can get in here. It's just going to be a lot of money for them. Yeah, so they have to do that. Wait, what do they do? Yeah, Da Vinci for spy camera. So they pay to 3, then they break pay 3. And they can just pay money to go through this. There are 2 separate teams, so they can break both of them. Yeah, the Rango Bango did. Yeah, they can get through it with the credits. If they didn't have a Da Vinci, it's actually impossible. All right, one of these subroutines doesn't matter too much. And hard hitting news could be relevant if we draw it. There's a grappling hook. Fire all. So they lose 2. There's an AR, yes. That one last point they best desperately need. It's going to be hard to build a remote they can't get to. I think we just put a single ice here and jam every single turn. Because they still have to respect 2 Beals, 1 AR, yes, and maybe anything else. Techno Rager's coming through. Oh, economic warfare could be alive and well. And it's going to force them to use their spy cameras, I would say unoptimally, but they're going to get Tech Raider money. All right. So there are 3 perfectly. Oh, wow. They went to 6. I don't know. I think we pop another economic warfare here. They have 13 credits on the Tech Writer, though. I don't know. This is a card in hand. We don't need to do it. We can put this on R&D. They saw the top card twice. I don't know. This is going to be a struggle. We just have to jam things in here all the time. Offer 1 point feels good. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We have to get through all their resources. They played 2 Da Vinci's, a single grappling hook. All the boomerangs are in their deck. They only have 1 more spy camera. Boom Vanity. Remember the first time you ever played Lady Lib on stream? You scored a 1 point, then a 2 point, then ticked up to 5, and your opponent said you don't have it? Did that actually happen? All right, grappling hook. There's a product placement. That's really good to put in the remote. They have to run this. In theory. I think we actually would have been better off to put another ice on there. Drew on remote product placement is cool. Yeah, I think the ice on the remote is a bigger deal. It makes it look like we're safe. but we could be bluffing, right? But in theory, they need to run this. Or at least trash the Jeeves, which takes up the remastered edition. Bravado. Okay, so this is okay. And we can res this always to ding him a credit if we really need to. Let's see how this goes. Jew is so good against this Geist. I don't know, is it? Oh, yeah, actually, fuck yeah, you're right, it is. Oh, Jew is sick against this Geist. I think Jew is the way that we win the game. I didn't realize how good Jew was. Because of them on encounter. You're very right. Jua is going to be huge. They're paying to get through. They paid 8. Yeah, light bulb. Yeah, right? So they can break this for 1. So they've committed to access this, so they can trash it for 2. And they're not going to trash it. That means we have guaranteed victory. Yeah, maybe. Everyone forgets you can break both steps on After. It's not an HQ. I think you're totally right. I realized that, I don't know why they're not breaking it. Oh, that's how we lose. I think you're totally right. They did forget that this is only on HQ. They could have saved a credit twice. I thought they were firing it because they were using grappling hook or something before. Yeah, but you're right. They paid for it. Yeah, I don't know. People are used to it. Market forces Beal. Fuck my shit. And unfortunately, like, they have Abagnale. They can get through this. Like, we can't do anything too tricksy here. Also, they can pop their Da Vinci and their Simul chip on approach before hitting the Jua. Oh, they took a tag! They took a tag! They forgot! Stargate! Oh, that's sick! Do we rip up their... Yeah, we just rip up their tech traders. They're... I wouldn't say fucked. Do we market forces them? I don't think so. But they're on game point because of Beal. We have single Psycho. That doesn't do anything. Man, product placement art looks like AR. I thought you had it. Yo, product placement art's like pretty good. Blind Q loop for the flip switch. Oh yeah, you're right. That's a possibility. They have to do it now. It's a grappling hook. No dice. Okay. Okay. So this, what does this do? They lose 3, we gain 3. Or we could task all their check traders, which seems good. And then we have to win off the remote. But have you ever trashed 3 resources and got a click from Jeeves? Have you? Has anyone ever done that? Yeah, probably. Okay, so we're gonna lose a Beal. I think you're right. We could have drawn there for the Beal. That might have been better than market forces. Yeah, because they're just gonna pick the Beal. We could put in hand. Yeah, you're totally right. We should have drawn there. Because I don't think they're gonna clear the tag anymore. I just want Netrunner bingo. 2 with Abagnale? Oh, because they increase strength. Yeah, they just misclicked. Yeah, we should have drawn there. And we can lose right here. They don't have Bologna credits. Look how good this pop-up window is. This pop-up window could have been anything else. It would have been way better. Please don't lose here. Yes! Technico! So now anything that we draw, they know where the 2 Beals are, so they don't have to run the remote. They take another tag. Oh, we have to be drawing here. They trashed a Maryland, so we're going to draw the Technico. Yeah, trash 3 tech traders is the Jeeves dream. That Butler's been busy. Okay, so how to stop bleeding accesses here is the big question. So they have no way to deal with Jua, and then the problem is this don't fucking end the run. We need a wraparound stat. And what's the next card on our deck? Technoco. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We could have played Economic Warfare, which would have been more flexible than playing the market forces, because we can't play that now. Triple draw with Jesus D's? Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, that's good. And then next turn we can do Jua into AR, into the remote, hopefully. Or we can just Psycho this out if they don't clear the tags. Oh, yo, what up, VK? Yeah, we could have this. We could have this. They probably should clear the tags, I think. And they're not. Okay, so what's left in the deck? It's only Bologna. I think we're totally safe. It's only Bologna in the deck. Oh man, so cool to see Boomerang not give you 3 credits and a card draw. Well, they still get the card draw. What am I talking about? Oh no, there's a remastered edition! Fuck! I hate this game. Shut up, chat. You all remembered. I forgot. It's the only agenda they could steal. They had a black file. Good game. I was so excited, man. Yeah, you're right. We could trash black file. We were robbed. F's in chat. Yeah, you're right. We could have trashed that. We'd have to hold on for another turn. But yeah, it's all Bolognas. They're the bottom 2. Why did we have to put 20 agenda points in our deck? We could have just put 18. Thanks, you too. Welcome to Madvertisements. This deck is a lot worse than CTM. So if we played anything else in pop-up window, like, we'd be better off. Our advertisement triggers were way worse than just Malia triggering. So I think that's a problem. Is like I saw a really good competitive controlling the message deck, and I thought, like, do you know what'd be cool? Worst version of it. Trash Install Psycho still win. Oh yeah, you're right. We had enough clicks. Trash Install Psycho, we would have had it. So if they just missed that one remaster, okay, look, we basically won, right? That's like close enough. If the remastered edition was anywhere else, yeah, we'd be fine. Would you say the deck lined up to its name by making you sad? Yeah, it is. It's pretty hard sad advertisements. Also, Sized, if you're trying to learn anything off of this game, I think you can learn that sometimes it can be a pretty exciting game. Is it Sized? I can't believe I forgot to plug the stream. That's really embarrassing. Anywho, if the cards were different, it would have been a V. Yeah, count it. Yeah, if everything was just better, we had a chance. We'll do one more. We got to win one with this. Did we win none with this? Oh. Huh. It's weird how pop-up window actually is like the worst card in our deck. Any end the run would be better. Well, I can't go, like, there needs to be something Gold Farmer-esque that ends the run. Like, give me an end the run advertisement. Maybe that goes against what advertisements are, but like Toll Booth isn't an advertisement. That actually makes a lot of sense. One more. Let's get this, chat. Pop-up window says end the run. Don't even. Come on now. You had 81% chance of them whipping, so that's basically win. Yeah, 81% win rate, man. It's no Thunderbirds, but it'll do. Pencil that in as a win. You should have drawn Hard Hitting News. Hard Hitting News wouldn't have changed too much. Now, admittedly, I think Chris fucked up. Like, I don't actually. I'd be interested to know, like, whether Chris goofed it and forgot that the ARES was off Stargate, or if they like calculatedly said I'm gonna take a click last turn. Which I don't know. It looks more like a goof than anything else. But it's a possibility that that was calculated. I don't know. Hey. I think you need one Endless Eula. I think Endless Eula would actually fit pretty good in the deck. Ooh, Haley Kaplan. Opening hand? Yeah, there's advertisements. Oh no, we want to mulligan to something that actually does something on the board state. Yeah, that's the board state. I think. Pop-up Sandberg. It's like an almost 90. Oh boy. Ooh. Slandberg. Yeah, Chief Slee is worth playing with. Okay, opening hand. Unfortunately, we don't actually have an ad here. But like Shaper would need a dirty laundry this thing. Do we ever pre-res Technico? Virtual resources and hardware. What would they possibly install? Rizeki. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. Hopefully this draws what we call heat in the industry. Technical draws heat, right? Yeah, that's what we thought they'd do. Proko. Oh, no Haley trigger. So if they're going to install Rizekis or Akamatsus or anything here, we'll get credits, and it also increases the cost. Yeah, this actually seems reasonable in the matchup. Beth, though, okay, well, fuck off, Beth. We have no money. Come back later. All right, that's a good start. Fire no spark abilities, but this is what a board state looks like. Fan science virtual, yeah, it's a meta card right now. Armitage, that is terrifying. Malia would be really good in this matchup, but I think Armitage kind of looks like an Apocalypse list. I just haven't seen Armitage. Armitage obviously is also like pretty good with Pawn Shop. Pretty good is it pretty good? It's okay. Test. Hello. Hello. Oh boy. Is sub boost still legal? That's how you can end their own ad right there. Yeah, it is legal actually. Yeah, we need to put more of those in this deck. I think sub boost though does have a really cool agenda suite in yellow. Ooh. So yeah, they tried to install hardware, virtual resources, or programs, and they couldn't. Chalk up one win. Doesn't Beth seem likely with 2 APOCs? Maybe. No, I think you still play Beth in the list because Beth lets you APOC, right? Okay, so the question is here: do we protect this? Honestly, I think we do. I think we do protect this in the matchup. I think we'd rather have this as flexibility. And this is a strong card, right? Like we choose Beth and Proko. They never pick Proko. They also have access to Paperclip, so our wraparounds seem a bit worse. But Jua is in theory good. Jua into Paperclip is like really big. But Jua seems really good against Shaper. Geist, Anarch. This Technico sticks all game. Ah! 3 cards for Rizeki, we gain 1. Oh, we gained 2. It's whatever. Oh, 4 credits for them, 2 for us. This card feels good, y'all. Oh man, I'm so glad we iced this up. I was actually carrying, holy shit. Seems good. Didn't resin as they armitaged. Again, Malia would be sick here. Bellino, honestly, they're gonna start with 4 credits. We need to ice this up. I think we're gonna draw once for an ad. Jeeves is good. I don't think we want to ice up Jeeves. I think we want to get wraparound for a remote. So I'm gonna do this in another remote and click for credits so we can try and res everything. And then next turn, maybe click 3, play wrap, and then build up in the remote here. Central axis, I'm worried about APOC. It's a market forces. Oh, I forgot we have hard hitting news in hand. This seems pretty good. Oh, we're getting APOC'd. Ooh, product placement, sick. They're gonna get tagged. That's huge. Oh, they took a tag from AR Enhanced Security. They did not. They did not. Maybe that's not an APOC. Oh man, that's not good for them. They have misdirection, but misdirection is a bit harder with Technoco. Okay. Yeah, APOC seemed fine there. No, it's actually probably pretty bad. They have Proko and Rizeki. No, I don't know if they're on it. Yo, Jogging, what up? Congrats, by the way. No, Raketa, a lot of decks do have Proko and everything. Technoco. They have to click for a credit. Oh my god. Oh, that's disgusting. We're getting so much money. They have to finish their armitage and clear the tags. Your Joy Technico is convinced me to play the card. I hope that people don't play this card. I don't want to play against it. Okay. So Beal seems like the easy way here. Honestly, we could advance this once. Then it looks like a Bologna. And then we can Jeeves finish it off, and then we can only score 3 agendas to win. How bad is that? It's probably fine, actually. Make your own 5-3. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we want to roll this out like that. Oh man, if we imagine we got a Molly at this point too. Oh, Pawn Shop. Oh, if we got a Molly, it'd be so good. Data Dealer. There, you're the tech for the meta. They're ready. That's actually a huge issue though for us. If they ever steal an agenda, they just pawning that shit away. Oh man. Oh, Malia's here. It's okay. We don't have time. We're too busy winning. I think we would consider Malia-ing a data dealer. You can make your own 11-6. Okay. So Malia's gonna throw a stick in their bike tires. They don't really have anything to Proco. Oh, no, they do have a Proco actually, but I think this will draw more heat. Gauntlet. Okay. Technoco! They played 6 credits with us. We're not going to Ice HQ. Okay, so we're going to do... Oh, we can't even do triple install. That's a bummer. Okay, so if we res this, we can blank either the pawn shop or the Proco. Chat, what do you think is better? So they're not an APOC if they're playing the Gauntlet. Blanket pawn shop is good short term. Pawn shop, yeah, pawn shop is the short term answer, right? Because then they have no burst economy and they want to get through this. I think the pawn shop is correct. So their pawn shop is blanked. We have 5 credits, which isn't exactly enough. We'll have 6 here if they technical something else. Yeah, I think early like Proco is the play by far. But like this turn, because the winning agenda is on the table, the pawn shop represents 6 credits or 3 credits right now. Oh well. They have the money. So actually they can run. Oh no, wait, they really need a stim hack for this. Or an imp. Oh, I think they have it. I think they can run this. And the wraparound means that it's 5 credits to install the breaker, 6 to break. There's credit perfect. If we could just res an ad somewhere here. Damn. I guess we win. Technico fired off of all of that. I guess we win? They should have contested this, no? Or at least trash Jeeves. There was a lot of options there. I wonder if they're on Hushik or anything. Our ability fired like what? Once? Once? Our ability fired once. Yeah, there was a clip in the heap. It was the first thing they discarded. Too fast for me. Ooh. I thought you'd run that one. Air noise. Yeah, Technico is way better than our whole ability. By like a big margin. But icing this up, I think, was so important. Like that was... This thing gave us so much money. Okay, GG. Ooh. New Angeles is looking different. Play it in sync. Technoco? Oh man, I'm trying to slot this into everything now. Okay, deck is undefeated on JNet, so you should all try this at home. Make it a bit different. Hey, cheers. Okay, so what did we learn today? What have we learned? Spark's ability, it's you got to put a lot of cards in there to make this fire to a point where it becomes relevant. All the tricks of this ability only matter when the runner's at low credits, which I think things like Malia's Aloka are really well suited for that, because you can put the runner, like we saw that Geist, in really uncomfortable situations where they are low credits and they're clicking for credits. Honestly, that Geist game, 81% of the time we win it, but more importantly, that one turn where they did credit, bravado, we weren't paying attention. If we rezzed our thing and stopped that bravado, it's a wildly different game. So that's actually like pretty meaningful if you can keep them on low credits. So I think like things like reversed accounts might matter more. Things like economic warfare seem to be pretty okay. But yeah, CTM seems like it does a bit more, obviously. He was undefeated in this last game. I don't think we've lost again. No, yeah, this was fine. It's not been going 33% of the time. It works every time. It's literally defeated. We saw it get defeated. Okay, but like the changes we made, I'm kidding. It has a 33% win rate. Okay, guys, fine. Paul on credits. Technical gained like 9 credits on one Geist run. Yo, what up, Maddie? Yeah, scoring this early seems really important. Otherwise, this deck wouldn't have trashed our shit. Shaper's not very good at that. That was fun. Hey, Dao thanks for the game. Oh man, we've been building this today. It's sure something. We got the hard hitting needs when we need it. The card draw is obviously somewhat lacking. Like I think CSR campaign is a good fit for this deck. But that's a problem, is like a lot of these things like Pad campaign and this matchup Technicos are different. They don't draw the same sort of heat that some of the stuff, I guess. Maybe that's not true. some of the stuff in CTM does, like Banker's Group, has to be taken down. Mumba Temple chart largely has to be taken down, and we're not putting a threat on, so it's a bummer. Yeah, if only it wasn't unique, we'd play 3 of it. I honestly think opening hand Malia is like so strong. It seems so good. It's a Titan Claw tax, but slots tax on Spark. Yo, Bladum, seems like CTM's a good fit for this deck. Yeah, so this deck largely is like, I was just so happy watching, which is weird because like I've never been a big CTM fan, but it was like just really nice to watch Toby play CTM in a meta at Worlds. And this is kind of very similar idea. Like the Malias is good, the Jeeves, the Bankers Group, the same agenda suite largely. Actually, no, we're playing Aries. Yeah, anyways, that was the idea, but there's End the Run Ice here, which is really good, right? Like the Enigmas, the wraparounds, the IP blocks. You want to jam stuff behind because that stuff sticks. And that's kind of the cool thing that you saw with the CTM list. It isn't about like building those traps of Mumbet Virtual Tour or building up a big board state. It's more about like, okay, there's 2 things that you want to deal with, and then I'm going to push something behind ice. And I think that's really cool. As simple as it is. Like we saw some very simple plays here, but I think they're good plays. Yeah, CTM's always good. We're just trying to do Spark because it's different. If only we could play technical in CTM. Wait a second. I'm honestly interested to see how big of a deal economic warfare is in CTM as well. Like, people don't play around that shit. Seems okay. Anywho. If you have influence wall-to-wall, it's just better CSR. Yeah, we had a wall-to-wall there in for a second. We cut out an Afshar to put a wall-to-wall in there. It's a possibility for sure. But then we put Rashidas in. We forgot we had Rashidas. Like this is kind of the thing, like you see how bad, this is one of the example matchups, like how bad tiered subscription is, the card that gives them credit the first time they run. Like it wouldn't have fired a lot. If we top deck it, it's like mediocre. Like it doesn't do as much as some of the other cards you could possibly draw for sure. Economic Warfare plus Mumbet Virtual is pretty aggressive. For what it's worth, I feel like a lot of times in CTM, I like Price Tech more than Mumbet Virtual Tour. It's harder to play around and it can be more relevant. Like, yeah, I think it's interesting. Anywho, that's all for tonight. Thanks for dropping by, y'all. Always a pleasure. Again, if you haven't watched Worlds, head on over to twitch.tv/Project Nisei. I'm hoping that this shows up on YouTube at some point, but all this stuff is here. You can check out the VODs. Worlds was absolutely fantastic. It was last weekend. Huge shout outs to Nisei for organizing. Huge shout outs to everyone who got involved, who played, who watched. Like, it's good times. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It is some really high stakes Netrunner, and you see a lot of players. It's a pretty diverse meta. Maybe if you don't like Shaper, or if you do like Shaper, it's a bit different. World, yo, jogging, congrats again, huh? Nice to see you. Looking forward to World's VOD. Rob, you got a treat. It's a real treat, man. It's been a while. Glad to see that you're all right, man. That's largely it. We'll be back in a week. I'm going to be trying a different setup, I think, next week. If I have the time to set it up. I got a new capture card, so we're going to do like a 2-computer thing. Maybe we can make it look even nicer. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But thanks to everyone we played games against. Everyone watching, everyone in the VOD. Take care of yourselves, and we'll be back in a bit.